Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day and use those miles to visit arenas across the country. Plus, earn unlimited 5 times miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. Your next epic sports trip is closer than you think. The Venture Card from Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nicki Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nicki Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenicklygroup.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
My name's Michael Green. I'm a captain with the Star Department.
When Captain Green went shopping for an engagement ring, he shopped dozens of jewelry stores, but he found the best price, the best quality, and the best service at International Diamond Center.
I probably wasn't the easiest customer. I was pretty picky, and those guys were completely patient. They helped me find exactly what I was looking for, and a huge help through the whole thing. Everything from when you walk to the door to, you know, all the help we got to the pricing and the quality of the diamond.
And the icing on the cake? IDC's extra 15% discount for first responders and military, people on the front lines of service.
Yeah, it's definitely not a career you get into to get rich. When it comes to those sorts of things, you know, we're kind of working off of a budget. But I've referred a few guys at work to the crew over there at International Diamond Center, and they've all been happy with it.
If you're a first responder, you'll always get the red carpet at IDC. White glove service, special financing, and a generous extra discount.
Had nothing but a wonderful experience with International Diamond Center. Really looked out for me and my family.
3 Orlando locations and always online at shopidc.com.
Headquarter Hyundai will do whatever it takes to get you into a new Hyundai. Get our lowest price guarantee. Drive home today in a new Hyundai. Payments starting as low as $99 per month. That's right, only $99 a month. Plus, get up to $5,000 more for your trade. Headquarter Hyundai will do whatever it takes. See all our specials online at headquarterhyundai.com. 36-month lease payments starting at $99 with approved credit. Trade allowance calculated on KBB Fair Trade Value. See dealer for details.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, October 21st, 2024. Lots to get to today. From Trump worked at McDonald's to Elon Musk gives out $1 million per day and a hurricane is headed for Cuba during a power outage. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Seeley.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Monday?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, let's do
Good
it.
weekend? Good weekend, everybody, all the way around?
Long
Yes.
weekend, but good weekend.
Why long? The weekend can never be long enough.
No, I mean, yeah, I could have definitely used one more day. But, yeah, I worked the Orlando City game.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty cray-cray. Then I had all these plans for yesterday, and I did none of those. So I'm just ready to start off the new week. And I believe, as of this afternoon, I'll be in the Halloween spirit finally.
Nice.
Oh, what's putting you in the Halloween spirit all of a sudden?
Actually getting out the decorations and putting them up.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We got
My neighborhood is doing it to me right now, and I'm not a fan. Okay, we got all those new neighbors across the street. I think like 8 new neighbors or so across the street now with all these brand new houses they built.
Are you best friends with any of them yet?
No, barely talk to them because you just don't encounter neighbors. You just don't you think you're going to encounter all these neighbors like Home Improvement. None of them. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Every once in a while. We have one that I've mentioned before that does a different display every single day with multiple skeletons on their front lawn. They got like bikinis on them. They had a construction site yesterday with all of the different skeletons.
That's cool.
Then we got another one where their house is lit up at night and it looks like their house has been attacked by a massive octopus. And there's a crew of little kid pirates in the front yard fighting off the massive octopus with tentacles sticking out of windows, and it's all lit up. It's insane, man. The pressure it's never been higher.
That's pretty cool.
I got nothing. I got no Halloween decorations. And now, because there's neighbors, I feel all the pressure. So I think we're going to have to do something.
I always wanted to do one of those displays where you have to pull up your car and turn to the lowest radio station and hear it synced up to music.
That one is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. I do like that. But I don't know if I'm going to be that guy. I think we'll just go. We just got to do something because I think we'll have trick-or-treaters this year.
I saw something brilliant that I think would work in the favor of, for sure, C-Lane's wife, possibly Courtney if she's up for it, but someone who likes to put their Christmas tree up early. They just put a sheet over it and made it a ghost.
Ghost tree?
And it lights up, and it's like, oh, my God, that is perfect. I think everyone should be doing this.
I think we saw something that I definitely I was like, I would consider doing this. There's a kind of light that you can put up that are year-round Christmas lights. You don't have to turn them on every night, but you just keep them up all the time. They're LEDs, and then you could just program the colors based on the season.
Yeah, my neighbor has that. Yeah,
That's
my neighbor has
smart.
that. And I see him every day. He goes out in front and he sets his lights for the night. He picks whatever theme. The other day he did Mardi Gras themed. He just picks whatever his theme is for the night, and his lights go on his house. It's pretty cool. I like it. I mean, we just got to get something to get on the board here.
We aside from this, I think I did almost nothing this weekend, but we put the skeleton back up because it had been living in the garage with his head chopped off during Hurricane Milton.
So sad.
Right. Everything's back to normal now. I like it. I want it to stay this way.
I mean, between that week where we had the hurricane coming, which was probably the slowest week of the year, I felt like, and then immediately pivoting and going on vacation and doing all that and then coming back to work. Saturday was the first day where I was just like, I am not doing a damn thing.
Feels nice.
It was great. It was perfect.
Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people joining us on chat today. We love to see your messages coming in. I want to hear from you. If we've never heard from you before via dispatch, it's so easy to do. What is a dispatch? You record a video or audio message over on thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see exactly where to do it right on the homepage. It takes a couple of seconds. Listen back, make sure it sounds good if you can, and then send it in. And just tell us how you're doing or just check in with us. Hey, here's where I'm listening from. Just check in with the show. It's a nice thing to do. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. Opening clip goes to former President Trump in Pennsylvania. And let's see what he has to say. He's got a big crowd out there. They're talking about God knows what. I mean, anything is on the menu at a Trump rally. It could be sharks. It could be Kamala Harris. It could just be anything. But here we go.
When he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there. They said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable."
I'm sorry, what?
For the record, he's talking about Arnold Palmer right now. Trump started talking about Arnold Palmer, and he's like, "Whoa, this guy is." He was a big man.
Privates?
Yes, he's talking about Arnold Palmer's penis, just for the record. That's what he's getting to. And he said the other golfers would go in there and they'd come out and like, holy cow, man.
Okay.
Arnold Palmer is really just, and that's what he's discussing.
When he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there. They said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable."
Unbelievable.
I had to say it.
I had to say it, he says. There he goes, talking about that and getting a response from Arnold Palmer's daughter, who said, "This is very uncomfortable." She said, "I didn't think I would have to remember my father this way. This is a little uncomfortable. Why are you saying this stuff?" The runner-up was also from former President Trump, and this was a pretty good line.
It's not even the one I'm thinking of, because there was another one that they played on SNL over the weekend.
Oh, did they? They played an actual clip of his?
Yeah, they've been playing a couple during Weekend Update. So they'll play a couple things. They were doing like a back and forth, like, here's what Kamala has to say to women, and here's what Trump has to say. And it's a kind of a, but there was one where he talked about Weinstein where you're just like, huh?
Yeah. I don't have that one. I got this one, though.
Jill, get your fat husband off the couch. Get that fat pig off the couch. Tell him to go and vote for Trump. He's going to save our country. Get that guy the hell off her.
He's leaning in.
Jill, slap him around. Get him up. Get him up, Jill. We want him off the couch.
All right, Jill, get your fat husband off the couch. I'm not exactly sure who he's talking about with Jill there, but there you go.
That was one of the ones that they played, too, because it was like, oh, voting's starting. You know, early voting is starting in a lot of places. And it was like, you know, here's Kamala talking about voting, and she was saying something, you know, this is your time and your voice can be heard. And then they switched to get your fat husband off the couch and vote for Trump.
Oh, God. It's something else. How many days we got left? Let's do the search here.
15,
how many days until
14?
the election? Oh, my God. Is it that close? Are we 2 weeks in? Jesus.
Right.
Yeah, we are really starting to get close here. And Trump decided to live up to one of his promises on the campaign trail. I think he might have made it at a debate, or I don't know where he initially said it, but he said he was going to go work at McDonald's. And then this weekend, he went and worked at the McDonald's.
30 minutes?
And he goes in and he's making fries. You know, he's working the drive-through. Now, of course, everybody's going to give him crap and like say, okay, he stayed there for 30 minutes or however long he stayed there.
I love the argument where they're like, he worked at a McDonald's that was closed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you want the former president of the United States who has a Secret Service detail, who, by the way, are a little on edge lately? Mm-hmm. You want him to show up to an actual working McDonald's where anybody can go through the drive-through?
That's silly. It just wouldn't happen
Do you find
that way.
Feasible?
Also, it would be hilarious if there was people going through the drive-thru angry about the orders that they were getting or missing things.
There's a hilarious Photoshop. Somebody did a great Photoshop of Trump at the drive-thru window, and outside was Biden driving by, flipping him the bird.
So I like it. He said he was going to do it. He went in to do it. It's his way to then go. Kamala Harris has lied about working at McDonald's. I really went there. You know, I made the fries. I know what it's like. Takes 30 minutes of your time. He put on the outfit and everything. The photo of him, oh, is it rich? Let me see if I can bring this up for those of you blessed enough to watch on the stream. I'll put it on See It Now
blessed.
for everybody else.
Hashtag blessed.
Always. The photo of him working the drive-thru. There was a couple. This was the initial one. This is him on the fry station. And as Trump, he's got the whole outfit on to work at McDonald's. Now he's ready. He's scooping up some fries.
The employee looking over his shoulder like, easy does it.
It would have been funny if the employee was really hard on him. Like, what are you doing?
Way too
My
much salt.
God, what
Way
is
too
this?
much salt.
And then this was my favorite. This is such a great photograph. It's from a ways away, and it's Trump at the drive-through window, just kind of looking out, waiting for the next customer to go through.
Nobody told me it was closed.
And there were customers that went through. There were actually customers that went through. But because I saw this sign, let me see if we can read this here together.
Up my eyes, he saw the sign.
This was from McDonald's DG Torresdale LLC. I guess that's a company that owns this location. Dear Feasterville community, we plan to be closed on
That's a fun
Sunday.
name for a community.
It really is.
October 20th until 4 p.m. to accommodate a visit at the request of former President Trump and his campaign. While we are not a political organization, we proudly open our doors to everybody, and as a locally owned and operated location, this visit provides a unique opportunity to shine a light on the positive impact of small businesses here in Feasterville.
Yet we're closing our doors to everybody.
They have to. There's no way they can't. They could just stay open, and while the president was there, they had to do that. But they wanted the press.
Well, they only closed until 4 p.m. You could still get dinner.
Not bad.
It says 1 in 8 Americans have experienced working at McDonald's. It's a pathway to critical skills development and meaningful career opportunities. Having started my McDonald's journey as a crew member in New York nearly 30 years ago, this path to economic opportunity is especially meaningful to me. And this is the guy, David Giacomantonio. He's the guy who owns this place in Feasterville. Good for him, man. They started working at a McDonald's, and now he owns a McDonald's. That's a nice little journey right there.
Right.
Love to see it. But Trump did it. He went to McDonald's and he worked, and they sent some people. I guess they were just like some people that were set up to go through the drive-through.
Yeah, this is like a diners, drive-ins, and dives situation. Like,
right.
When you really pull back the curtain, those restaurants close for the day, and all the people they interview are invited guests.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Well, let's see. Let's go inside.
Hey, let's say. You believe this? Look at this guy. He's a MAGA guy all the way.
He's a MAGA guy all the way.
Order. Yup. Well, that's a good-looking
the
group.
microphone.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody has their cameras out.
Normal situation, is it? Huh?
He said this is not a normal situation, is it?
Oh, what a good-looking family. Oh, thank you. How did you produce those good-looking kids?
What if he answered that?
We had sex.
Well, it started like this, sir.
How did you create those gremlins?
Also, isn't it also a commentary when he's saying, how did you create that good-looking family? It's just sort of like,
You fuggos.
you absolute mongrel of a human being. How is it that your offspring looks like this?
They look like the West. How are you? Nice to see you. That's great. Thank you, man. Appreciate all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's your McDonald's.
There'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay? 2024. Oh, you're doing some extra stuff. Oh, okay, great. This is all on Trump. Oh, all on Trump. I'm allowed to do that, right?
Actually, sir, no.
He says this after it's handed over in the car.
I'm allowed to, right? Is that okay? It'd be hilarious if he actually did one of those, hey, we're still waiting on the front. We're going to need you to pull in this slot number 1 real just fast and somebody will bring it out.
Or he hands him the completely wrong order. Are they supposed to just keep driving, or do you go back and complain a little bit?
I don't know how this was all orchestrated, but it seems like a fun time. And the folks coming through all just happen to be MAGA supporters, right?
Everything you said it would be. It better be. It's going to be the best you ever. I made it myself.
That's
their order. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good time.
Goodbye,
There's a lot of people in that
family.
vehicle.
That's great, isn't it? How cute is it? Car. Okay, next car.
Next car, right on.
We're not done.
Oh, all right. There you go. A day at McDonald's.
There's already another one?
You mean
How
this
did you
keeps
produce
going?
those?
He does the same line on every single vehicle coming through. I thought it was fun, but and a better look than talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. It's certainly
say.
a better look than that. I think you could say.
Unless someone asks for an Arnold Palmer, then it comes back up again.
What is an Arnold Palmer? Is it lemonade and
got it.
what? Iced tea. Iced tea and lemonade. I've never had one of those before. Never been a fan of iced tea, honestly. My dad drank iced tea every day of his damn life. My dad had one of those things, these corny dad things where it was like
jokes?
well, that too. It was like a jug and you put all the stuff in it to make your iced tea, and then you put it outside and had a little solar panel and like spins around. Have you ever seen one of those? Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
So it was like a big jug, and you put all your tea stuff in there, and you put it out in the sun.
Brewed by the sun?
Yeah, it's like sun brewed tea. It's so disgusting.
Nah, dog.
It was absolutely.
I use powder. You just pour the powder in, pour the water in, you got the tea.
You would end up with something better, I think. A lot of people are talking about something I think that we could share some experiences with today, and that is in the Wall Street Journal. Even though the website has banned me, I'm still able to get around. And they have a story about how it says empty tables and rising costs are pushing more restaurants into bankruptcy. I don't know that aside from the pandemic, I've ever seen it this bad for restaurants. Restaurants, just from my view here, looking at places around town and seeing posts on social media, they're getting decimated right now. It seems to be pretty tough out there for places. And in town here, these are places, some of the ones that I've seen closed down, that were popular spots.
Staples for decades.
Yeah, places that people love, that they would rave about. And they're just not doing it like they used to. And the question mark there is why? I think it's because people's buying habits are changing. Things are very expensive right now. And when you go out to a restaurant, you want to get a decent deal. I'll give you for instance, okay? And I'm not crying poor mouth over here or anything, but this weekend we went to a place called Summer House in Disney Springs. It's a nice place. I like going there. And we got the fries that they have on the menu. Courtney and I got them as a side to split. The fries are $18. Just for fries, okay? And this isn't like super duper fancy restaurant. It's just it's an okay spot. It's a nice place. And I looked at the menu and I go, Jesus, imagine if we were drinking at this place. Everything is $100 now. If you go and you have a couple of drinks and you have some food, everything's a couple of bucks. And I think people are going, man, maybe we'll go out, maybe we'll do this or that, but I don't want to spend so much money. It just seems like a lot of places are closing. Not even just local restaurants. I'm talking chains. How many chains have we heard go into bankruptcy in the last several years here? Chapter 11 filings.
Cannot help them all.
He can't help them all. He can help his favorite, which is Red Lobster, but he can't help every single one of them. You got Hawker's Asian Street Food, bankrupt, right?
Really?
Red Lobster, bankrupt. A lot of these places that you've heard of for years and a lot of local places just going through it right now. I think the cost of labor is really, really expensive for these places. There's just a lot going on. But I'm throwing this out to you today because I want to know if you have stopped or slowed down your going to restaurants, eating out. What is the reason why? What is it that has made you tap the brakes on that? Why is it that you might not be going out as much as you used to? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Right there on the website, you'll see where you can send a video or audio dispatch, and we'd love to hear from you today. I had a weird thing this weekend. I'm feeling strange today, actually, as a result of this, and I hesitate to tell anybody.
What did you do?
It's not something I did. I got a new medical malady this weekend.
Fun.
I picked up a new medical malady.
Is it painful?
It's not painful at all. I just hate it. I told you guys I've been lifting weights a little bit. Not crazy, but I've been lifting some weights. At night, I'll go and do a couple of rounds, sets, as they might call them in an actual gym.
Reps,
if you will. I'll do 15 each in these sets of weight lifts that I'm doing. And I guess I got a little too eager because I did one of them when I had some drinks in me and I wanted to get it over with fast. And so I was ripping through these and I messed myself up. And I freaked out because this has never happened to me before. I got something, and I need help, folks, if you've experienced this before. I got something called Popeye elbow, which I never heard of until today. But all of a sudden I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I go, what the hell is that? And I have a giant thing on my elbow. Like, it's all swollen up the size of like a golf ball on my elbow. And I had never heard of this in my life. And if you touch it on anything, it feels weird. If you do anything. So if you've ever had that happen to you, be my doctor by proxy here. What happens with the Popeye elbow?
Well,
Never knew this was an issue.
It's a tumor.
Please don't let it. I know. I thought immediately, I was like, clearly this is cancerous. Obviously, I'm checking out here. I'm done for. But let me know if you have experience with that. Very, very strange to run into that this weekend. We got a lot to get to on a very busy Monday. But what I want to discuss next, they said show it to us over on chat. No.
Come on, we want to see it.
No, when we come back, I want to talk about something that happened during a sporting event. I actually got 2 stories about that. But the one when we come back, people were saying, this is out of line and rude. But I don't really think it was. And I want us to all hack this out together and see what we think of something that went down during one of the big sports games this weekend. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smart speakers can't stop you from saying stupid stuff when you're coming out of anesthesia. When I grow up, I want to be a puppy. But they can play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. All you got to do is ask.
There's a couple accidents to keep an eye out for here on the Beach Line westbound before Innovation Way. The left lane is blocked. Traffic is backed up from Dallas Main Line Toll Plaza. There's an earlier accident on State Road 429 southbound near Stony Brook West Parkway. And traveling on I-4, heavy congestion eastbound in the Champions Gate area. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 near Lake Buena Vista. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is warning you about phishing scams tricking you into revealing personal info. For even more protection, choose LifeLock, which alerts you to suspicious uses of your info and fixes the issues. Start your 30-day free trial at lifelock.com/cybersafety.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month is still going strong, and LifeLock has a message about phishing. The scams cyber criminals use to trick victims into allowing access to their devices so they can steal your personal information. Being aware of potential phishing scams is one way to help protect your personal information. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start protecting your identity with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my first name, Clay, as your promo code. Terms apply.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, October 26th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's deatakeback.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
A safe haven of sorts for all of the 95%ers. This is...
In the show, you can learn more about what happens around here and follow myself, Sabrina, C-Lane, and everybody else attached to the show by going to thenewsjunkie.com right now. I got to ask you about this couple because they went viral over the weekend, and maybe not in the best way, but it doesn't matter. You know, if you end up in the viral moment, you got to roll with it, roll with the punches, and you got to deal with what comes at you. But there was a couple, I'm looking at them now. They were at the New York Knicks game, and the camera kept cutting over to this couple, and they were fighting, and the woman was crying. She, like, wiped a tear away from her eye.
That's awkward that the camera kept going there.
Well, she's, like, screaming in his ear, and he's just staring straight forward, like a 1,000-yard stare. And clearly the couple's in a fight, and the camera keeps going back over to this couple because the game was getting a little boring, I guess. And everybody's following this. And people said just what Sabrina said. Why do they keep putting the camera on him? That's not cool to have the camera on them like that. What's going on? Why would they put the camera on these people? And they got mad at the crew for putting this couple fighting at the basketball game on camera. And I looked at this and I was like, well, I mean, what do you expect? You're in public. This is why rule number one as a couple should always be don't fight in public. Okay? This is the rule. If you find a thing where you see a fight coming up, you look at each other, you catch eyes, and you go, bank that. We will discuss this later. We do not need to be fighting out in public in front of everybody. Look, it's happened to all of us. We've all ended up in some fight where you look around and you're like, oh, everybody's seeing us fight right now. But you got to try to not do that as best you can. And if you're at a basketball game fighting and it looks interesting, the camera's probably going to go to you. They're probably going to catch you on this, whether a tear is shed or not. You just got to make the most of it. Turn this into your Hawk Tua moment. The girl who's crying should leave this dope. Go find somebody else. Make this her moment to be the single Knicks fan girl.
But what about that is the production crew, the director, whoever's in that cameraman's ear saying, look, go back to that.
Oh, yeah, they're doing that for sure.
But
yeah.
Why?
Because that's part of the broadcast.
The Knicks losing?
Yeah, it's just part of the broadcast. They look at people in the stands. They catch them doing all sorts of stuff. They show you
it's usually something goofy, or like you're mounting down on some nachos and it looks funny, or
it depends.
Look like a celebrity kiss cam, but like a woman's crying, fighting with her boyfriend, and they keep going back to that is strange.
There's two different things here. One is the inside the arena thing.
Correct.
So like putting you up on the Jumbotron or whatever they call it, the big scoreboard thing. Putting you up on that is one thing. And then there's the broadcast thing too. And they both do this. They both look for people in the audience that have something going on. They try to do the kiss cam, or my favorite, I can't, it's corny, but I can't tell you I don't like when they do the Snapchat filters on people at the games. It's funny. I dig it.
Very familiar. We do part of the in-stadium stuff when it comes to Orlando City and Orlando Pride. Mm-hmm. I can't say that it has been, we haven't had a fight moment that they keep going in on, but we're separate from the actual broadcast. Now, what you're saying with these two is this was what was on TV?
This was on TV. This was during the television broadcast on MSG Network. And they said when MSG Network studio host Bill Pidto was reading a promo as the broadcast returned from commercial, a man and a woman in Knicks replica jerseys, damn, calling them out for the replica jerseys, appeared in the crowd at the Capital One Arena. Only instead of popcorn or a large drink, they were sharing an intense conversation with those in their immediate vicinity. One man seated a row behind the two fans was noticeably eavesdropping. Of course he was.
I think it's this dude in the middle, in between him with the, like looking at weird.
Yeah, he's side-eyeing. This guy's side-eyeing. And of course that guy's listening in. I'm going to tell you, and I don't think this makes me a bad person, but if I'm in a public place and a couple ever starts fighting, I am absolutely eavesdropping. Yes. I am 100%. I'm listening to every word. Courtney might be talking right to my face, and I'm going, and all I'm listening to is whatever fight is going on, whatever battle between these two people is going on next to me. I love that. I heard that this weekend, in fact. There's a dude that sat next to us. He was one of those talkers, just like want to interact with everybody at the bar. And I think he was embarrassing his wife. And the guy goes to the bartender, you recommended the fries. These are terrible. And the guy goes, I disagree. I think they're good. A lot of people like them. And he goes, they're terrible. I like steak fries. So, well, they're shoestring fries. So I was, tell the chef. Well, I'm going to go tell the chef. Tell the chef the fries suck. And the wife is like crumpling in front of him. And I go, what's happening here? And I'm all ears. I'm listening. I couldn't get enough of it. If it was a television show, I would watch it. If it was a radio show, I'd hang up my headphones and go listen to that. Couples fighting.
What loser prefers steak fries?
I know, it's a bad choice. Too much potatoes in there, right?
Just like get a baked potato.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just strips of baked potato that aren't crispy.
Yeah, it's not good. We're all in agreement there, I think. But this couple, if you fight in public, whether you like it or not, there's cameras everywhere, and the chance that you're going to end up on camera is just there, and it's in the cards.
I think what's weird about this is usually you would see this kind of behavior, not behavior as in the couple, but from the television crew for a baseball game, because there's a long periods of baseball games that are just really boring.
Yeah.
But there's usually constant action on the basketball court. I don't know why we needed to keep showing this couple fighting.
It was a boring game, I'm guessing. They wanted to get some other drama going on. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says, I have to change the settings on my hearing aid to eavesdrop. That is cool. I like that. I wonder, can you do that with the AirPods? Can you kind of like use them as a superpower to listen in more than you would be able to?
If you leave one.
If you put one in, though, you can make it like
They have like background
a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you could do that. And you could because I know they said you could use them as hearing aids. So I would imagine it would have that feature and you could listen into whatever they would say. Oh, I would love that. I'd just go out waiting to have a couple fight in front of me somewhere. What do you think about this? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Let's check in with somebody on the dispatch side. Here's Kenny's a girl with a dispatch. Hello.
Hey guys. Hey Sabrina, C. Lane, and Sean.
Hey.
Absolutely love y'all. Great show as always. I work at a popular breakfast restaurant on iDrive and have been there for 16 years. Business is definitely declining.
Damn.
You used to be able to make $200-300, possibly more on a good day in a shift, and that's changed. I can't even tell you the last time for breakfast we've taken names at the door. On Friday, for my whole 5-hour shift, I had 1 table. Saturday, 6-hour shift, 5 tables.
Damn.
It is getting really bad. But y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Take care.
All right. And I want to throw something out there with what Kenny's a girl just said, fresh in mind. I always think when you go somewhere, if somebody else is serving you, somebody in the service industry, don't be these assholes that are like, I pay enough already. I ain't paying a tip on top of that. That is pathetic behavior. You are a minuscule human being if you behave that way. You're an embarrassment to your family. But when you see a place in particular that is slow, that is, you look around and maybe there's only a couple of tables there, and you got a server who is doing really well, that's when you go above and beyond. That's when you give them a little something extra, because you know, just like Kenny's a girl, that server may not have a whole lot of tables to rely on that night. You can't go, oh, somebody else will do it. This is a super high turnover table restaurant. No, that's the time to really come out with it and help those folks out, because it sucks. I can only imagine. Let's go to Guitar Slinger with a dispatch.
Okay, so last night for dinner, 2 ribeye steaks from Publix on sale. That was $25. Say baked potato, sour cream, butter, fettuccine Alfredo, and a salad with homemade blue cheese dressing.
Wow. Jesus.
That's let's add another $10 maybe to that. So now we're sitting maybe around 40, and then a nice bottle of wine. So we maybe got $60 into this whole thing, and we can also watch TV, watch whatever we want. If we want to have happy hour, already got stuff there. The same dinner's $200 out, easy,
easy.
So it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. If you are okay with cooking for yourself, which a lot of people don't do, but if you are cool with that, then you start looking at it and you go, I could just spend my money in a better way. I could be more efficient with my cash here. And unfortunately, that hits these restaurants, which I love to see people supporting them. So this is a tough time for everybody in the restaurant world. It's always a tough business. It is just already a tough business before this. If you know somebody, and I do know several people who are in the restaurant business, that's a hardworking person. It's not easy, especially if they've had a place open for a while. They're putting in hours, they're doing it, and a lot of these people do it for the love of it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen our friend Caitlin. She's got a great place, Van Barry's. She puts in insane hours, just try to keep everything going and keep a successful restaurant going. She's also got Ollie's, and she works very hard, as is our friend Marky over at Cabos. These places are not a simple thing to run. You got to keep everybody happy. Right now, it's a tough time. So if you have a place you really like, make sure you're supporting them.
I missed one of those dispatches because I was watching the actual TV footage of those fans fighting.
Yeah.
I just emailed you a link to the tweet, and I guess they picked them because they were wearing the Knicks jerseys, because they were coming back from break and they were doing like a hit on this fan first program that the Knicks have or something.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, we'll just pick some fans. Oh, we found some people in jerseys. Let's throw them up on the TV. And they checked back in with them later, and it's a completely different thing.
Oh, no.
So They checked.
So everything was good in the beginning?
No. Everything was like bad in the beginning, and she seemed a little emotional, and he was kind of. They were volleying back and forth, which is what you see like in this clip at the beginning, and then it'll cut to the check back in where she is laughing at him, and he is dead staring straight, not having it.
All right, here they are now.
This was the first interaction, and she's going to
wiping
wipe
her
a
eye.
tear, and he's actually telling her stuff, and he's probably not liking this. And then here's the next one.
Oh,
and he is not.
No,
please. She's laughing at him. She's gosh.
I like this guy right here. He's the best.
What up?
It's like I'm on the screen, and it's not my drama. Oh, they're having at each other. We've all been there, I think. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, we'll get into some more stuff happening out there on the campaign trail. King Charles got heckled. We got to talk about that at some point here. And a lot of big activity as we get closer, about 2 weeks out from the election. We'll have some fun with everything happening in the world. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Monday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire the cannons. Tonight, coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Monday forecast for Central Florida. And for today, overall, it's going to be a pleasant day. We'll see afternoon high temperatures climb into the mid-80s with a high of 85 degrees in Orlando, which is right on par with what we would typically see for this time of year. Winds will be a little breezy, gusts as high as around 20 to 25 miles per hour. We'll stay mostly rain-free for today and tomorrow with a good amount of sunshine as we head into the end of the week, with highs staying in the mid-80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Volt Home. Power your home with clean, affordable energy from Volt Home, a Sonova dealer. Go solar for $0 down. For a free rooftop analysis, dial pound 250 and say Volt Home. You'll have the option to receive a one-time automated text message from iHeartMedia.
Hey, folks, being a homeowner is awesome. It's a great thing and a moment of pride for many people when you get those keys and you're able to go into your new house. The problem is sometimes you got some stuff that breaks around the house and now you got to fix it yourself. If you have an air conditioning or refrigerator, all of those bigger ticket products, you get a little scared about this. But don't worry. For your AC, you are in really good hands. There happens to be a very fair and locally owned and operated and family owned and operated company that still is in the business of being honest, and that's Mills Air. And their techs are the best. They know about all the different kinds of ACs. So whatever brand you have, it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to get you fixed and back up and running. And they are a Carrier factory authorized dealer. That means they can get you big rebates if you get a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Want to call them? Here is the number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Taking an antidepressant but still dealing with stress, mood swings, and trouble sleeping? Maybe your depression medication isn't working as well as it could. Find out by taking part in a clinical research study. Compensation is available to those who qualify and enroll. Call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100 or go to cnshealthcare.com to schedule an assessment for more on this depression research study for people who aren't satisfied with their current depression medication. That's cnshealthcare.com.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Join us for the spectacular fall edition of Harry's Sip and Savor at Harry's Poolside Bar and Grill, where an exclusive beer selection meets a dazzlingly creative menu. Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m. for one night only, featuring Chef Tello Luna and Tripping Animals Brewing. This event is a must attend. Just $70 per person, plus tax and gratuity. Complimentary self-parking available. Make your reservations for the fall edition of Harry's Sip and Savor at harryspoolside.com.
Spooky hits, commercial free. That's Halloween radio on the free iHeart app. This spooky station is filled with non-stop Halloween hits. Open the free iHeart app, search Halloween radio, and listen now.
That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Every child learns in their own way, and the ELC of Seminole is passionate about sparking meaningful connections. Their school readiness programs support income-eligible families by offering scholarships to programs that foster early learning and development. Get started today at sparkyoungminds.com.
Sponsored by the Nicki Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenicklygroup.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the new...
Now with us, we appreciate that. There is a lot to talk about today. We're going to get to some of your dispatches momentarily. You can send those at thenewsjunkie.com. First, though, I wanted to go over this because there's a story out, and a lot of people are sharing this today. I've seen it all over social media, and people are up in arms, as they say, because there's this U.S.-based company. It's a biotech startup. And they help people out when they want to have a child. And already you've been able to do half of this stuff. And I don't know what the options are. Celine, I don't know if you want to share about this or not, but you were talking about, like, you can look at the embryos that they have, and I think you could tell certain things. I don't know.
Yeah, you can. Sorry, I don't want to answer for Celine, but you at this point in technology, you could see boy or girl,
right? Yeah.
And obviously, I think most importantly is any genetic issues ahead of time, I imagine.
Right, yeah. I don't know what else you can see when
I
you're
think you
doing
have to do
that.
specific genetic testing, though.
Oh, he was asking, like, what can you see ahead of time these days?
It depends. Like, if you're doing IVF and they do genetic testing on the baby, or on the egg or whatever embryo, then you'll be able to see like some of the signs, and that's why like they try to make a bunch of embryos or zygotes or whatever phase it is and then because they want to test all of them and then give you the most viable ones because you're going through, you're spending a lot of money on this. So.
Of course, very expensive. Very, very expensive.
Then,
whether it should be or not is another question.
That's the point at which they offer, like, hey, all right, we've done the testing and we know the sex of these babies. Do you want to choose which one you have? And you're like,
yes.
Seems kind of cool that you could make that decision.
Herein lies the controversy, because now this new company is saying, we won't just tell you boy, girl, color of eyes, etc. We will tell you what the IQ. No, we'll tell you what the IQ of this embryo is going to be. And then you could say, get all those dumbo embryos out of there and give me just the ones that are going to be the smartest little babies, the highest IQ babies. And I think, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you want to have a dumbass kid? Of course, if somebody said, all right, here's the deal, Sean. We've got 40 embryos, and 10 of them are higher IQ, and this one is a child that's going to be like 150 IQ. Why wouldn't I choose that one? Of course I would want to choose that one. Why would I ever want a dumber kid? There's people who don't like this kind of stuff because they think it self-selects, and then all of a sudden we end up getting rid of the dumb people. But are we really upset about the prospect of getting rid of the dumb people?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that bad to me.
Some of you guys spend your whole lives complaining about dumb people, and then when the opportunity arises to get rid of them, you're like, well, why would we do that?
At least I'm consistent here. This says from Morning Brew, in a business model borrowed from the plot of Gattaca, Heliospect Genomics is said to be charging up to $50,000 to test 100 embryos for genetic markers linked to higher intelligence. It claims it can increase a child's IQ by at least 6 points. 5 couples have already used Heliospect's genomic prediction algorithm to select embryos by late 2023, the founders said. The company said it's following all laws and regulations.
Did you say
in the US.
5 couples?
Yeah.
This is very new.
Yeah, 5 couples have done it so far.
Thanks for sacrificing all of that. 5 couples.
It's still $250,000 because of the cost of this damn thing. It's $50,000 to do this to get the smart kids. But why wouldn't you? Here's a little secret for those of you out here who aren't in the know. The world doesn't work this way. You can't just be a human who is born and make yourself smart. It doesn't work that way. You have an ability to gather all of the different facts you might get, but your intelligence is something that is almost all genetics. It's almost all built right into you. You can't bust out of that. If you're a dodo and you're having a hard time reading street signs, if you just read more street signs, you're never going to get to the level of Bill Gates, right? It just doesn't work like that. You are born with a zone that is attached to you. And that zone is your ability to be a little bit smarter or a little bit dumber. And you can wiggle around in that, but otherwise, that's it. You're stuck with the brains you got. That's how things work with IQ. And if you have a high IQ, it doesn't automatically mean you're smart. It means that you have the potential to be smart, and your brain can figure things out. It can work on a higher level. But if I'm told, Sean, we got this kid, he's healthy, this embryo is healthy, it's an embryo that's going to be 6'2", physical fitness chances are very high, that this kid will be in great shape.
Oh, now you got to take him to soccer practice a lot.
You're right.
There are
I
cons
might not do
to
that
this.
one.
You're like, all right.
I want a fat, smart one is what I want.
It's like, do you want your kid to be smarter than you? That's going to get annoying eventually.
Oh, damn. Then we got guardrails. I want to just under. So you could always, because Dylan will get there sometimes. And if I screw something up and Dylan corrects me, I'll be like, you little son of a bitch. Who do you think you are?
Go take another bong rip.
Get out of here, kid. What are you doing right
now? The moment Jackson corrects me on something, I'll be like, you want to try weed?
Yeah. Let's see what we could do to that brain.
Uh-oh, my top drawer is unlocked. It'd be crazy if you went over there.
We'll kick you down a couple levels here. So some people don't like this. I kind of dig it because I have to start at where the base of this is. The base is it okay to look at your embryos and select one that you don't think will have developmental issues? Maybe
Is it okay?
Some people think no. Some people think you're erasing people who might be autistic, people who might have cerebral palsy. If your embryos read that and then you go, I don't want that, baby, there are people who are against that. If the embryos read that your child will be deaf and therefore you don't have the deaf child, people don't like that. I think if you start at that base level and say, I want my child to be as functioning as possible and give my child the best chance, then I can extrapolate up from there that I'm willing to go, yeah, I want them to have good vision. I want them to have a high IQ. I want all the best for this kid. I want everything that I could if I was selecting these things. And I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. BDM on Twitch says, eugenics is not justifiable. Any metrics you use are going to favor certain races, gender, and cultures more than others. That's just the way it is. I don't mind it. I think people should be able to select for the healthiest child they can, especially if people are struggling to even get pregnant to begin with. I want those people to have the best chance to have the baby that they're trying to have. I hope for everybody to be happy. And if that's something that makes somebody happy, then go for it. I don't worry about the fallout at all. You might think I'm crazy for that. I don't worry about the fallout at all. I think selecting for healthy humans is just fine by me. But if you disagree, I want to hear why. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. I have to tell you, that story that we did, which was insane on Friday, about the guy who woke up in the middle of the organ transplant thing.
Yes.
Where they were trying to take all of his organs out because he was an organ donor, but he wasn't dead yet. And he's crying and freaking out, and he's still alive. I mean, it doesn't look like he's all there, but he's still alive at this point. And I heard from a lot of people on email, a lot of other messages that people go, I'm rethinking my organ donor thing. I'm rethinking donating my organs. I want to tell you, I'm not, all right? Just if you want to know where I'm coming from, I think that is a very, very rare occurrence, an incredibly rare occurrence. It's shocking. It was crazy. If you missed that, go check out the show from Friday.
I get that, and I get why you're not, and I would tend to agree that it's rare enough that you probably shouldn't have to be worried about it. But for some people, that's like the same argument as the death penalty. It's like, yeah, okay, if there's even a chance that we have put somebody to death that was innocent, then, we shouldn't be doing it. That's people's argument on it. And I go, that is a fair argument.
But now when we put in some nuance and when we hear that this guy's eyes open and the doctors were like, oh, that's normal.
He's okay.
That's just like what the dead people do sometimes. But it turns out he was alive. Then I could see where some second guessing is happening.
I get
people.
it.
They say, please don't kill me all the time. They say, I want to keep my organs. Please stop. They say stop a lot when they're dead.
I absolutely understand the reaction to that story. I'm going to stay where I am with the organ donation, but it was a very weird one. So we'll take some feedback on that as well as we move forward today. Send your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we return, the surfing world in shock because of what happened to a surfer, which is a story that I don't think you're going to believe, and it may turn you off from surfing in general. We'll see how you take this one in, so brace yourself. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Good afternoon. Authorities have cleared up that accident on the Beach Line westbound before Innovation Way. There's still residual delays in that area, so just travel with caution. There's an earlier accident where Neptune Road meets 12 Oaks Circle. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 in the Champions Gate area, and just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Florida needs a power company that's storm ready. That's why FPL works year-round to keep the power on and restore it safely and as quickly as possible when needed. FPL, working for you every single day. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
Do you already have a mortgage quote, and are you wondering if it's any good? Comparing your quote is so easy when you go to thatmortgageguydawn.com. A recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So get out of that 20% window and get on top of the game by working with That Mortgage Guy Dawn. So go to thatmortgageguydawn.com, hit the button that says compare, upload your quote, and That Mortgage Guy Dawn will tell you if it's any good. And if it's not, he's going to help you find the best deal. Simple as that. Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Dawn. Get a quote with no hard credit inquiry by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
For over 40 years, Solar Source has stood by Orlando and Tampa. We've weathered storms together. Our emergency service department is here, ready to help you rebuild. Call 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Explore battery backup systems to protect your family. Don't wait. Call Solar Source at 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Solar Source, we're with you every step of the way.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
October in Central Florida means perfect weather and outdoor adventures. The Filatowski Eye Institute has been enhancing our community's vision for over 30 years. Imagine experiencing our beautiful beaches, lush parks, and exciting theme parks with crystal clear vision. Whether you're watching sunsets at the coast or spotting wildlife in the Everglades, LASIK can make every detail pop. Schedule your free consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686. This season, fall in love with your vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar, DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
And you can email the show anytime if you want to be anonymous. And some people do. You can just put that right on top of the email, and I'll do my best to remember not to say your name, okay? I'm 100% good about that in the last 6 months. Never screwed that up in the last 6 months.
He keeps a counter in one of the places in the studio that you don't see. That's since the last time Sean's messed up an anonymous
and
email.
He meant to send an apology, but they were anonymous, and he just threw those away, of course. But
you know what I do now? I print them out. I print all the emails out. And then if it says anonymous, I scratch out the person's name so I can't even accidentally say it wrong. So since then, I've been 100%. The world is in shock right now after a surfer. Has everybody been surfing on the show? Have you been surfing, Sabrina, before?
Just one time when we were doing the broadcast from Cocoa Beach.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We were doing a live broadcast, and Sabrina went out and surfed.
I got on the board up, and I feel like that was good for me forever. To say, yes, I've been surfing.
You didn't like it? You didn't enjoy surfing?
No, I loved it. I just have not gone back.
It's a lot. It's a lot that it takes out of you. I sucked at it. And I say I sucked. I went twice. And both times, terribly bad. Just embarrassingly bad. I've told that story on the show about how a little kid paddled out past me. He might have been 5.
Sucker.
And he stood up on his surfboard, and he's like shredding, and I'm drowning, and I can't even get out there just to look cool or try to. Sealand, you ever been surfing?
I don't know that I've ever actually taken a full-size surfboard out and tried.
You've done the stand-up thing, though.
What stand-up thing?
The paddleboard.
Paddleboard.
Oh, I wasn't
that?
Barely. I don't know that I was up long enough to be considered somebody who has stand-up paddleboarded.
You're not going to take the valor there, huh?
Yeah. I used to boogie board a lot. That was fine.
It's dangerous out there. That's what I'm here to tell you today. I didn't even know this was a possibility. I didn't even know this could happen. Julia Manfrini. I don't know her, but she is a cult figure in the surf world. If you're a surfer, you probably know Julia Manfrini. She has died at the age of 36 years old. Damn. What happened to her? Fatality. Wait till you hear this. She's out there in Sumatra, Indonesia, because these surfers, they're not Mickey Mouse surfers. They go to places all over the planet.
Now you're starting to sound like those kids on the beach.
That's what I'm going for. They go out to these spots that are off the beaten path to find the best waves out there. Why? Because some of them are crazy people. And this Italian thrill seeker found a spot where there were some beautiful waves, and she goes out there. And as she's on her surfboard, she's waiting for the best wave possible. She's looking out, trying to catch a set, as they say in the surf world. Out of the water jumps a swordfish.
Oh, no.
Right through her body.
Oh,
right
God.
through her chest.
She got Irwined?
Yes, she did, actually. And it killed her. This swordfish jumped out of the water. What are the
odds of that?
Gotta be low. Gotta be pretty damn low. They said she had a stab wound on the left side of her chest. They brought her to a local health clinic, but she died shortly after. There was
health clinic. May I suggest the hospital next time?
Yeah, this is a tiny town.
We just have medicine for strep throat. Sorry.
Yeah, this was a small town that they had gone to specifically for the waves. They thought there's no way this is happening. And yeah, it was. In Italy, they took this with shock today. They said it makes us feel powerless in front of the tragedy that took her life so prematurely. Just sitting there catching waves, and out of the water comes a swordfish, and it just goes right through her. It shows you how freaky some of this stuff can get. It can be
what are
just
the statistics
surprising
for that?
They said that the stab wound was 5 centimeters deep, which does not sound very deep.
Yeah, but it probably hit a main artery.
I mean, it's upper left of her chest.
Stats on, it was a swordfish, you said?
Swordfish, yeah. The amount of people killed by swordfish must be low. It sounds just as freaky as...
Wow.
Sabrina brought this up. It's like the Steve Irwin thing. When you hear that he died, and you hear that he died because of a stingray, you go, no, that's not even a thing, right?
According to researchgate.net, that's the first thing that pops up. There are only 4 cases of swordfish attacks on humans in literature.
Wow. Jesus,
One resulted in thoracic trauma. Thoracic? You know what I'm talking about.
I believe you.
2...
A throat?
2 head trauma, and 1 to knee trauma, one of which was fatal. None of these unprovoked.
Only one person had ever died before this on record from a swordfish.
This might be like one of 2 people.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I have a pet theory that something happens to you that's in that category. Every single person has something happen to them that's 1 in a billion. And you just got to hope your thing is good. Winning the lottery, for example, winning the Powerball. You got to hope your rare thing is good. Her rare thing was a swordfish jumping out of the water while she was just trying to do what she loved. And
damn odds.
You could go back to the thing everybody says where they go, she died doing what she loved. That doesn't make anything better.
Not really. She didn't love getting stabbed by a swordfish.
No, she didn't. No, I don't think that was her thing. Over the weekend, Trump had a rally, and I loved this moment. Something went wrong, technically. C-Lane, help me figure this out here.
Okay.
For 10 to 15 minutes, Trump was on stage, and the wireless microphones weren't working. And they could not get it fixed. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, we've done some stuff. I got a studio here. I know a little bit about microphones. I know about wireless microphones. I certainly know how to troubleshoot audio issues. What problem could occur that would ever cause 10 minutes to 15 minutes to get a wireless mic operating at a venue?
My first thought would be an ill-equipped crew.
Yeah.
Because you should have backups for your backups.
Exactly. Yeah. Or at the very least, a wired mic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That should be the backup, the ultimate backup, is just run a big, long XLR out there and give them a wired microphone.
You would never see a concert where the microphone cuts out and they go, hang on, folks. Going to be about 10 to 15 to get this fixed. We could be at a live broadcast and our wireless microphone system could go out. I could get in the car and drive to a store and get another wireless system and plug it in and have it operating between 10 and 15 minutes a time, I think.
What store are you going to buy wireless mics?
They're fading. I'd have to go to one of these Mars type places. You got maybe like I don't think a Target would have it, but 10 to 15 minutes seemed dumb. But I loved the thing they put on the screen as Trump was sitting on the stage waiting for this. It said, technical difficulties, complicated business.
It is.
Just, I want to let you know. You might think it's as easy as just throwing a microphone up there. No. No, it's complicated business we got going on here behind the scenes.
It'd be hilarious if the person that made that slide did it as a joke and didn't think they would actually have to use it. He goes, they go, oh, dude, we got technical difficulties. You got the slide ready? He goes, well, I put complicated business on it.
Just put it up for everybody. Somebody says no Amy K today. Amy K will be back with us next week. She is doing some family stuff today, and we miss her, but we'll get her back here.
It's too bad because I wanted to play her that clip that we were just talking about of the Surfer Bros. To be like, that was the favorite part of the hurricane, I think.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse surfers from Daytona. Don't bother coming over here. You know, we know what we're doing. We're pros. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com and Anonymous emails the show. See, told you. I work at the psychiatric ward. I would like to talk to you, Anonymous, but that might be difficult on account of the Anonymous. I can tell you anecdotally that we see a lot of marijuana use with psychosis, but we also see a lot of marijuana use in general, says Anonymous. This was as a result of, the ad campaign, I think, the state of Florida pushed out, where they said marijuana is dangerous and it's going to cause schizophrenia, and they had all these different things.
The leading gateway with opioids as well.
Right.
Hand in hand.
So when I see these things, I think marijuana confuses studies lots of times. And the reason why is because it's probably the most widespread used drug that's in the category of what we would call drugs, street drug, if you will. It's probably the most widely used. So therefore, if you do a study and you say, how many people have mental issues, psychosis, any of these kind of problems, and you say, oh, man, there's a bunch of these people that smoke marijuana, it throws off a lot of the studies because there's a lot of people who do it. And I don't think, personally, that some of these studies are accurate when they talk about marijuana use and what was the claim?
Schizophrenia, I thought.
Yeah, schizophrenia, I think, is the thing that they claimed in the ad itself. I think the studies that I've seen have not been reliable. But yes, there definitely are psychosis issues. So he says psychosis is largely caused by a high dopamine level, among other things. Because drugs also affect dopamine, there's long been a link between psychosis and many substances, most notably methamphetamines. 20 to 30% of THC marijuana has suddenly become widely available, and it isn't studied very well. In the year 2000, the average percentage was 6 to 7. Now we're up to 30. The link between marijuana and psychosis needs more study, as do most things. I'm sure you've read some of the studies. Here's one from the NIH, the National Institute of Health. He says, it annoys me when people reference studies or science that don't bear weight. Pure science can solve many of the world's problems, but neo-capitalism, virtue signaling, and willful ignorance get in the way of most of the time. People would benefit a lot if they actually learn how to do research, but also how to read and understand these articles. Comprehension on studies like that is at a low level in the United States of America, just like politics. In the world of political things, one thing that always shocks me is people, generally speaking, know very little about politics. They probably don't know who the housing secretary or transportation secretary is.
Pete Buttigieg.
They probably wouldn't know is Pete Buttigieg. They probably don't know who the attorney general is. They probably don't know everybody on the Supreme Court. They probably don't know who their local elected officials are. They don't know a lot of things. People on average are very dumb about politics, but it takes up at the same time an enormous portion of their day, which is kind of a weird thing that we have in America, because politics is very big in culture right now. Unfortunately, I think, because I say that's a bad thing. I say that's a very negative thing. We'll see what you say. Let us know. Insecure Walrus is going to be joining us here in a moment with his dispatch about these live audio problems. I just can't think of something that would mess you up for 10, 15 minutes. That's a while to be screwed up and sitting out there waiting like a dope for your microphone to come back on. All right, let's go to this one first, actually. Here's Beach Junkie.
The waves are up, junkies. That's right. The Beach Junkie surfs. Big surprise. But yeah, if you don't have any cardio going on, the ocean will whoop your butt, for sure.
True. Very, very true. The ocean is a beast. It is a beast. So much power at work there. That's why I love all these things that try to harness the power of the ocean to generate actual electricity power for us. It's awesome. Super interesting that we can do stuff like that. Kelly is talking about the Popeye elbow thing I said. She says, likely it's an olecranon bursitis. I think that's exactly what it is, which may need to be drained and injected with anti-inflammatory meds and steroids. I've worked on and off for orthopedic surgeons for 20 years. I thought it would just go away. That's what I was hoping for.
Roger emails, I've had it, wrapped it in an ace bandage, and it went away. It's the thing you just said, old Cranon bursitis.
Uh-huh.
Does it hurt? Is it hot?
No.
No?
Doesn't
Okay.
hurt.
So then you probably don't have an infection. You could take Advil unless you're on blood thinners, but no working out till it's gone. Switch hands when you're drinking.
You know, I noticed it because I looked in the mirror and I have a tattoo right there on my elbow. And I was like, why does my tattoo look all faded? That's weird. And I realized, I was like, oh, what's going on? And it's like a size of a golf ball, maybe bigger, on my elbows. Big ball of fluid. Yeah, and I go, what the hell is that? I've never seen this before.
You're supposed to, you could smack it with a book. But if it has to be a direct hit, and then it kind of dissipates. It'll come back, but it'll... I'm
not smacking this thing with a book.
Smack it with a book, man.
I'm going to go with that advice. I'm going to put one of those compression things on it. I'm going to try that out, and hopefully that works. Let's go over to, as promised, Insecure Walrus with a dispatch. Here we go.
Live event production, audio, video, lighting, kind of what I do for a living.
That's your bag.
I've done thousands and thousands of shows. Presidents, prime ministers, candidates, senators, normal conference people, covered it all. And it's possible, especially with poor planning, to have something like this happen where you don't have audio for 10 or 15 minutes. It's probably not actually the wireless mic itself. It's probably something to do with the whole system. It's possible they were running the mics on Dante, which is a audio over IP solution, and something went bad with the network. It could be some forklift ran over the audio snake. Oof. I mean, it could be lots of stuff. And it's just easier to say wireless mics didn't work. Saturday Night Live,
complicated
business. Ago when Stevie Nicks performed, came back from commercial, and then they kept the commercial card with a picture of Stevie Nicks up for over a minute, and then they went back to commercial.
I saw that live.
Right as the performance was supposed to start, the audio console froze up.
Whoa.
And they had to completely reset it and reboot it.
That happens to us, too.
So they took a 7-minute delay in coming back from commercial in order to get all that going. So you never know what's going on. Wireless mics is probably just an excuse that they thought people would understand.
They went to the commercial break, and then they just brought Stevie Nicks back up just to sing One Winged Dove again. And I was like, oh, that was worth that.
How'd she sound?
She sounded like you would expect Stevie Nicks to sound.
Sounded good?
Fine.
I would expect her to sound good. I like her. How old is Stevie Nicks? In her 70s, right? She's got to be up there.
Probably. Let's see. Stevie Nicks.
All these rockers are dying. I just saw moments ago.
76?
But she's a witch. She'll live forever.
I saw moments ago that, who was it? Hang on. Paul Di'Anno. I was not familiar with this person. The former lead singer for Iron Maiden had died, 66 years old. The rockers are just dying. They're getting old now, unfortunately. That's the way of the world. What do you think about all this? Let us know. Send us what we call a dispatch. How do you do that? You go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Just on your cell phone, type that in your browser, thenewsjunkie.com. And then you'll see where you can record a dispatch. Send us a video dispatch. Send us a photo of whatever you're looking at in front of you. Whatever you want. It's easy to do. And you can do that at thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, we're getting geared up. Before too long, we'll be doing the next episode with Sabrina. Sure. We got the moment that King Charles was heckled. He was heckled this weekend in Australia. Somebody really let him have it. We'll hear that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident causing delays on I-95 southbound near LPGA Boulevard. The right lane is blocked. Traffic is backed up from State Road 40. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 eastbound in the Champions Gate area. There's off-ramp backup from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. Intersection backups where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Well, here's a website you need to know. BlueChew.com. Easy enough, right? BlueChew.com. This is a website that will get you access to a performance enhancement for your bedroom. You can get a little extra confidence. This is for everybody from 18 to 80 who wants a little help, a little boost, I guess I should say, in the bedroom. And it's an online prescription service. So you don't have to go to the doctor and talk about this. You don't have to have any awkward conversations. You don't have to wait in line at the pharmacy and think somebody's going to judge you. You just get it right to your door in a discreet package. And I've got a deal for you. This is a really good deal. If you have ever been curious and wanted to try out Blue Chew, you can try it out free when you use the promo code TNJ. Use that at checkout, and you pay just $5 for shipping. That's it. BlueChew.com. Put in that promo code TNJ, and you're going to get your first month free at BlueChew.com.
If you missed our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, make some noise!
Watch the best moments exclusively on Hulu right now.
You guys are out for a party, I can tell.
See the biggest festival headliners from around the world assembled on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible. See it all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu right now.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Did you know that in the United States, a heart attack occurs every 40 seconds? My goal is to spread the word about prevention and early detection and help save lives with Life Imaging FLA. I tell everybody about it. They do the scan for your heart and also for cancer screening. And my sister, she's battling stage 4 cancer right now, and she tells everybody, get a scan when you can with Life Imaging FLA. Early detection is a game changer when it comes to early detection of heart disease and cancer, so give them a call and get your free heart scan. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value that's definitely worth it. It's Life Imaging FLA. When you talk to them, ask them about cancer screening. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and talk to Life Imaging FLA.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. 816. That's how many times you hear my voice a month on the station telling you should hire my law firm. Now that seems like a big number, but it doesn't compare to the other 50,000 commercials you hear. So hopefully I'm less irritating than the rest of us. Be well. Contact us at oneunions.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month is still going strong, and LifeLock has a message about phishing. The scams cyber criminals use to trick victims into allowing access to their devices so they can steal your personal information. Being aware of potential phishing scams is one way to help protect your personal information. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start protecting your identity identity with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my first name, Clay, as your promo code. Terms apply.
Don't be scared. It's Halloween season, and the free iHeartRadio app has everything you need to make it a scream. Commercial-free Halloween radio. Custom playlists like Fright Night Rock. And spooky podcasts like
Stuff to Blow Your Mind.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Halloween, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007.
Monday, and you can always join the show at any point in time. Your voice, your opinion, maybe you disagree, maybe you agree, maybe you just want to say hi. You can do all of that by sending a dispatch. Video or audio dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. Send your first today. Let's take a peek at the box office because this weekend it was Smile 2 that was on top.
I'm excited to see that.
Me too. I think we're going to see it tonight. I think we're going to go see that one because it's a no-drink night. And we usually go to the movies to distract ourselves. And I thought it looked good. I thought it looked kind of good. People seemed to like it. It got $23 million at the box office in its first weekend at number one. The Wild Robots from DreamWorks Animation still in the second spot with $10 million this weekend. And Terrifier 3 still in the top three with a total of $36 million so far. Terrifier 3, for the record, cost about $2 million in total.
Good for them.
To make. That's just profit right there.
You saw that, right? Terrifier 3?
Yes.
Were there people walking out?
I think a couple of people left during our screening because if you're not ready for it, it's not like a movie you could go watch with your mom or something.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of movie.
I love the idea of people not knowing anything about Terrifier and going to see Terrifier 3.
Like, I can see the
one
mindset.
gives a good idea of what it's going to be like.
Which one has the chainsaw thing? The first one?
Well, that's a hacksaw. Hacksaw, the first one.
Chainsaw would have been, I
Lots
think,
of
a
stuff.
little bit easier.
Many things in the second one. And in the third one, Chainsaw City. Real rough scenes in that one. But I could see somebody going to the box office. What do you want to watch? Well, whatever Terrifier is, if it got to number 3, must be pretty good. Otherwise, they wouldn't make the second one and the third one. Let's get a ticket. Beetlejuice. I don't want to say it again. $5 million in fourth place. We Live in a Time, which is an A24 movie, in fifth place. Joker, not even in the top 5 anymore. My good. Piece by Piece, Transformers 1. Saturday Night, which hasn't done that great, but I don't know what the budget on Saturday
it was
Night
out
is.
already.
Yeah, it's out. It's in 2,336 theaters at the moment. It came in 9th place just before Nightmare Before Christmas. But I kind of think that sounds like it would be interesting. I'm interested in anything behind the scenes Saturday Night Live. So maybe I'm a really good demographic target for a movie like this, and you have less interest in that. But I dig it. I think that sounds like a good watch. So I might watch that at some point. I did not know this, but did you know what the third biggest magazine in the United States of America was? You have any guess what the top ones are? Just like biggest magazines, most circulation, people still read in magazines.
Time.
Time is not it. No, Time is not up there.
GQ?
Not GQ. You gotta think a little older. A little bit older.
The
some letters. May start with
AARP.
AARP is correct. That is the number one magazine in the United States of America.
Is it because that demographic doesn't know how to cancel their subscription?
It's because I think they automatically, I don't know if they automatically subscribe you or how you end up on that list, but they have a ton of people. AARP is the one for older folks. The second most circulated or most widely circulated magazine in the United States of America is also an AARP magazine. So there's another one from AARP. The third one, though, the third biggest magazine in the United States of America is the one that shocked me when I heard this. Every single month.
Like a tabloid or something?
Nope. No. Every single month, 15.4 million people get this magazine. Celebrities will beg their agents to try to get on the cover of this magazine. It's not Us Weekly. I didn't even know this existed. It's Costco Connection.
Oh, wow.
The Costco magazine is the third most widely read magazine.
It's quite surprising.
In the United States of America, it goes out to 15.4 million people every single month. And those are the executive members at Costco. I'm just a regular member, I think. I don't know what I am. Although I did have this super embarrassing
moment.
Like
an existential crisis.
I don't know who I am. I did have the embarrassing moment the other day of somebody asked me for my ID, and I accidentally handed them my Costco card and didn't even realize it for a moment or two. What am I doing here? They said another 300,000 are distributed at the Costco warehouses to other folks. It's the third largest magazine in the United States of America. And I guess people just like Costco, like those annoying Costco boys or whatever that family is that does all the Costco things.
God.
Ugh.
Hey,
Get
guys, we're going to try a whole thing of provolone. We're Costco guys.
I hate the Costco guys.
We're going to eat all these hot dogs. We're Costco guys.
It's the stupidest
Never wanted
thing.
to punch a little kid harder.
It's like is it a kid and his dad?
Yes.
Is that? And they're like, we're going to eat this giant tub of mayonnaise. We're Costco guys. And every video is that. It's so stupid. I guess this is what works these days. You just got to embrace the
college
stupid.
is paid for. Tell you that much.
Yeah, my God. We're Costco guys. The King Charles, we still have kings out there because people allow this, I guess.
They'd be kinging.
King Charles went to Australia, and he did not get a warm reception by one lady in particular.
Oh, no.
This lady heckled the king, and I can't hear almost anything she's saying, but she's not happy with the king. I know that. I know that she's not a fan. No idea what she's saying. Destroyed our lives.
This is so interesting.
This is not your land.
You are not our king?
Oh, damn.
But
God.
smooth
He begs to differ.
transition as far as like they kind of just, she walked backwards perfectly, did not look behind her whatsoever, and then they kind of just like nicely moved her across as she screamed. If that had happened in America, they would have tackled her ass.
Tasered
I mean,
and tackled.
across the floor, tackled her.
Is he on the money there? Because that would have been my flex if I was him. If you are not our king, I would have been like, you want to see my face?
Yeah, they have to. Didn't we have the Today I Learned when the Queen died that they have to remake all the money in all the British countries and territories?
That's true. Hey, why is it that when I look at everybody else's money, and I don't want to just whine and complain. Let me try to make this bigger for those of you watching the stream. You can watch us, folks. Watch us live each day with the show.
Oh, so many different colors.
Over on thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see the live stream. Why is their money so good looking and ours is so ugly? Why is everybody else's money, their bills? I would have more physical money if our money was better looking.
No,
our money
wouldn't.
is ugly. Yes, I would. Our money is ugly in the United States of America. It's old, dusty money, and everybody else
All right,
has
well, if you don't think
crisp-
your money's so ugly, then just give it to me.
I'm not giving it to you. I'm just digitizing it because that's the way I'm handling things. Look at this money. It looks so much better. When you see euros are better looking. I would argue.
But when you hold a euro, it feels like it's fake money. Like it's so much smaller.
It does. Yeah, it's shaped
dollar.
differently. But I like it. And it's smart. It's smaller so blind people know what kind of money they got on their hands. That's kind of genius. I would argue that the United States has some of the ugliest money of any country on the planet. And why? We're the best. We should have the best money. We should have really cool drawings on our money. We should have things that we did, and not just dudes' heads. All right? We could have cooler things. We went to the moon. Let's put a moon man on the money. We did a lot of cool stuff.
That sounds like MTV money.
Hell yeah, I want that. Colorful, too. Beautiful colors, just like this money I'm looking at from Australia. Everybody else has better looking money than us. I don't like it. I don't know why. Some say John calls it cartoon money. I like the cartoon money. I want some artwork in it. Let's act like we're in 2024 if we're actually going to use physical money. Let's have some cool-looking stuff. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Money. What's coming up on the next episode? Just heard that Smile 2 has dominated the box office, but it's Terrifier 3's theme that's dominating the charts. Another week, another tidal wave worth of more cases against Diddy. Now it's all about the lawyer's new motions, baby. Plus, imagine Ringo released a country album again. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Crabby, dangerous, sarcastic, and sometimes awkward. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1. Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we have a guest co-host, Annie Meyering, sits in for Deb as she enjoys the Taylor Swift concert. We'll talk sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. For trivia, a pair of tickets to Rocktoberfest brought to you by JRR at the Central Florida Fairgrounds this coming weekend. It will end it up with our buddy Ray Trindley. Plus, your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and for today, we're going to be seeing a partly to mostly sunny sky across much of Central Florida. Temperatures will stay right around normal as well, with an afternoon high of 85 degrees today in Orlando. Winds will be breezy, with gusts as high as around 20 to 25 miles per hour. A few coastal showers will be possible, but most of us in inland areas of Central Florida will be on the dry side. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. You may have heard Wawa has pizza, but did you know that Wawa has pizza at a really great price? Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Gotta have a Wawa.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
A Petrified Forest presents Societies in Shadow. Explore 3 new terrifying trails at one low price. Get tickets at apetrifiedforest.com. Buy yours before they sell out. That's apetrifiedforest.com. Central Florida's premier scare trails.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with SafeTouch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nicki Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nicki Group today. Visit thenicklygroup.com.
Coming down with something and don't know what it is? Know now at MD Now. Their physician-led team can test for, diagnose, and treat a variety of illnesses. Just walk in or use their convenient web check-in. Visit mdnow.com and get back to better.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
And beyond. If you missed any of the show today or ever, all you have to do is get the podcast on iHeartRadio. That's right. That's where you can listen every single day. And if you follow me on Twitter at The News Junkie and subscribe for the alerts, you'll see every single day you'll get the notification when the podcast is posted and what it's about. It's as easy as that. Go get it at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about? Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Dawn. ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com is a website you can go to get connected with the legend, the man, no myth. He is an actual person who's going to treat you like an actual person, especially when it comes to big life decisions like refinancing or buying your first dream home, a reverse mortgage, comparing your first mortgage, and so much more. Start the process today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com.
It was 52 years ago, 1972. This song right here by this person went number 1.
Oh, my ding-a-ling. Chuck Berry, my ding-a-ling.
That is correct. 2 points for C-Lane. And there it was, top of the charts on this day in 1972, My Ding-a-Ling. But never forget that it was his BH that a prostitute kissed, and then he farted in her face.
Oh, wild man.
Give it a little kiss. And also a wild man, but behind bars and Inception style. He's in jail of a jail. This guy right here.
What a beautiful king.
Oh, Tiger King, Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic is right, and he is not seeing tigers. It's been a minute since he's done that. But he is one of 140 inmates who now is seeing scabies.
Ew.
Nasty. Yeah, he's been infected with the painful skin condition, part of a huge outbreak at a Texas prison where he's doing the time over at FMC Fort Worth. He's now in quarantine. According to the CDC, scabies is a skin infection caused by human mites.
Ew.
Nasty.
Look.
Causes, okay, now show like the
That
bigger
looks like
picture.
that slimy little hippo. What's his name?
It does. It looks like Moo Dang or whatever his name is.
Ew,
Yeah.
but except it's in your skin.
Yeah, and then on your skin it turns into like these little pustules or whatever they're called. It's kind of gross.
Joe Exotic is now saying there's not enough medication at the prison to treat the infected inmates.
So he needs to be released?
Yeah, he's going to have to get out.
That sounds right. Sounds about right.
That some of the prisoners have been infected for more than 7 months with open sores on the skin and allowed to lay in bed without treatment, hence everyone else getting it, including him. So now he is in isolation, and that bitch Carol Baskin continues to reign.
True.
Someone who also might be seeing themselves in jail for a very long time is Benjamin Glaze.
Yep.
Familiar?
No.
All right. Neither am I. Maybe we can pull up a picture of him. But he was on American Idol back in 2018. He had told the judges that he had never been kissed, and that's when Katy Perry kissed him in the mouth. at the age of 19. Now, he had never been kissed by a girl, but it turns out what he's really into is children. Because he is...
All right. I thought that was going somewhere different. I thought gay.
He just got caught with child porn.
I see him. This is a guy. I don't remember this moment because I didn't watch much of American Idol at this point here.
But, I mean, you get a lineup.
Uh-huh.
Does that guy scream child porn on his computer? Now that you know?
It doesn't not scream it. I wouldn't take him and put him to the side and go, this guy definitely isn't looking this up.
And not just one, not two, but over 700 images and videos were found on his phone alone. He was arrested over the weekend. And I guess they're calling it ironic since people thought Katie's surprise lip lock with Benjamin was kind of a predatory move.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he went viral for at the time. And now he's the one who's the predator and a pedophile and going to jail for a very, very long time. And perhaps he shall see this guy here at
Diddy
swimming at this point in more cases.
There's so many charges and so many stories out there. I can't even keep track of this right now.
I mean, there was what they're calling a flood more of cases that his legal team has filed new motions.
By this time, I think Diddy has more accusers than Bill Cosby.
I believe so.
So many.
The latest lengthy 19-page legal document submitted in New York federal court, there's a woman identified only as Jane Doe, is detailing how back in 2000, during the VMAs, she was raped by Diddy at the age of 13 years old.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can get into the details just a little bit, but it's lengthy and obviously a lot as far as trigger warnings go. But she felt lightheaded from a drink. What was meant to be a brief encounter with each other spiraled into a nightmare as Combs, at that age, 30 years old, allegedly barged with a crazed look in his eye, proclaiming, "You are ready to party!" exclamation point. And according to the lawsuit, the woman claims things took a sinister turn as he allegedly threw her toward another male celebrity dubbed Celebrity A, who then allegedly stripped her of her clothing while she became increasingly disoriented. And that's when Celebrity B came along to watch, as well as Combs and a third celebrity.
No idea what he did and didn't do. I don't know that many people do just yet. But from his side, he's doing such a bad job at combating all of this. It just makes him look so much worse because he's not having his attorneys
as much
go
as
out.
he's not. It doesn't seem like he is.
Yeah, there's like no pushback. It's like case after case after case after case after case. And I don't hear anything from his side going, well, that's not true. He never met this person. It just makes it look like he did all of those things.
Exactly. And we still have this attorney, the Busby fella, who is claiming to represent around 120 individuals. So does this pile on until, what is it, March 5th, 2025? Something like that?
Yeah,
the actual
next year.
trial starts?
Jesus.
So we'll see how it all goes down. In the meantime, you could see First Gladiator 2 is already getting rave reviews, including that they are predicting another Denzel Oscar because he is doing so well in Gladiator 2. I don't believe that it's come out yet, but it coming out
People
very
are
soon.
literally saying greatest movie of all time.
Of all time. Like of the tens of hundreds of years of movies.
Yes, this is the best one. Some people
Gladiator
are saying.
2.
I think sometimes
What's
you
at
have
the
this.
top right now?
I think you should wait 24 hours after watching a movie to review it because sometimes you walk right out of the theater, like the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. And I can't imagine that this is that level of good, but I haven't seen it. Maybe it's really good.
Or good of all time, we shall not know. I wish I had a little lighter of a story to leave off on, but I have run out of time. So how about we'll have some fun stories tomorrow, hopefully, and I will leave out all the crazy pedophiles in the celebrity world on the Boob Tube. We got Monday Night Football, the Ravens and the Bucks, The Voice on NBC, 7th season premiere of The Neighborhood, series premiere of Papa's House on CBS, What We Do in the Shadows, the 6th and I believe final season premiere on FX, and you can catch Samuel L. Jackson on Fallon. Follow your dreams at me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. We started watching something new. Oh, God, what the hell is this new show? is so weird with Julie Bowen from Modern
I just
Family.
finished that. The Hysteria.
What's it called? Hysteria. That's it. We started watching this Hysteria. I was
pretty
like, this
wild,
is
man.
Yeah, this is a weird ass show, and I like her. I don't know what it is about her. Whenever there's
This
a
is
show,
a whole new role for her. I'll tell you that much. How far along are you?
2 episodes.
Okay,
We've only gotten 2
Things-
episode in.
Things drastically changed.
Have you, Sabrina, started watching that Anatomy of Lies?
Oh yeah, blew through that.
Yeah, we got 1 episode in, and it's interesting. It seems like this chick is kind of nuts and attention starved, but we're
And
watching
how far
it.
she got.
We're watching it, and I go, but did she write some good episodes of Grey's Anatomy?
Award-winning episodes.
She wrote some pretty good, so it's kind of like, I wonder if, as an employer of hers,
Make it so you make it.
you have to go, she's bat-ass crazy, but we're getting
Leave
the
her
awards.
alone.
We're getting the ratings, baby.
Yeah, the one, what was it called again? I'm sorry, Sabrina, I forgot, with Julie Bowen.
Hysteria.
Hysteria is about this young kid in high school, and he's in a band.
It's Brown Satanic Panic, like in the 80s, right?
Yeah, probably the
The
80s. And his band is kind of just a rock band with 2 of his friends. And he finds out, like, if we're a satanic band, we'll get all sorts of attention. So they lean into it and start going that way.
It's kind of the opposite of Cartman's Christian band.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's well done. It's kind of fun so far. And I do like Julie Bowen. I have a thing for TV moms on those great beloved shows. Not like that. I just like I would want her to be my mom.
Richardson.
From what's she from?
Home Improvement, I think.
Home Improvement. Yeah. I just want them to be my mom. Whenever I see that, I'm
That's
like,
okay. It's just got so much sadder.
I'm going to ask you if you still want her to be your mom in the second to last episode.
Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten to where she turns weird yet. I'm at the beginning here, but she's great. And I didn't even know that was out there until we started watching it this weekend. When we come back, we'll get to you. An awkward moment at a town hall. You'll hear the moment the crowd started to boo. Why? Well, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Authorities have moved that accident off to the shoulder now on I-95 southbound near LPGA Boulevard. Move over and slow down if you see police activity. There's an accident where Powers Drive meets Silver Star Road. Off-ramp back up from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive, and there's a lot of congestion on I-4 eastbound in the Champions Gate area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts. Now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
If you're hosting friends for Halloween, make the party more spirited with Bartesian, the sophisticated cocktail maker that makes over 60 bar-quality drinks in the relative safety of your home. And now, Bartesian is offering an electrifying Halloween bundle while supplies last. Save when you order the premium Bartesian cocktail maker together with the capsule drawer and seasonal cocktails, like the Witch's Heart and Candyman. Visit Bartesian.com/cocktails. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktails.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
It's Oktoberfest season in Central Florida, and the Filatowski Eye Institute wants you to see every detail of the celebration. For over 3 decades, they've been helping Central Florida residents experience life's joys with crystal clarity. Imagine seeing all the festivities without worrying about lost contacts or foggy glasses. With their 24-month interest-free financing, LASIK is on tap for you this October. Text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute, and raise a glass to clear vision.
For 36 years, I've dedicated my life to law enforcement. With time, I've gained invaluable experience. And with that experience, a strong desire to evolve. I've worked to transform our sheriff's department, ensuring we have the latest technology to protect our community and maintain our commitment to our youth. Being a proven leader means embracing change, because with growth and innovation, we can achieve remarkable results and build a safer community for everyone. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month is still going strong, and LifeLock has a message about phishing. The scams cyber criminals use to trick victims into allowing access to their devices so they can steal your personal information. Being aware of potential phishing scams is one way to help protect your personal information. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start protecting your identity with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my first name Clay as your promo code. Terms apply.
For over 40 years, Solar Source has stood by Orlando and Tampa. We've weathered storms together. Our emergency service department is here, ready to help you rebuild. Call 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Explore battery backup systems to protect your family. Don't wait. Call Solar Source at 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Solar Source, we're with you every step of the way.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit, DEPOSIT, deposit. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
Are on deck, so send one so you can join in on the fun or chaos or whatever else you intend to bring to the table. Go over to the newsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. There was a couple of moments this weekend that I wanted to hit on, including one that C-Lane mentioned, which I think was on SNL, and I believe this is the clip that you're talking about.
From Dan Bongino. Yeah,
where Trump was on this show. And he started talking about Harvey Weinstein, and
he makes it sound like he felt bad for Harvey Weinstein, like the guy kind of got hosed, got a raw deal.
And the thing is, I love when Trump uses a word that is kind of a weird word to use, and then he just doubles and triples down on it. Like, no, this is the
turkey legs.
It was like when he tweeted out Kofefe, and everybody said, "What the hell is this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think you know.
Obviously,
I think you know what's going on." But here's what he said about Weinstein.
But Democrats don't have to be honest. They really don't have to be honest because they're not going to. They will never be accused of anything. It's interesting. I was so amazed that Harvey Weinstein got schlonged. He got hit as hard as you can get hit.
Everybody knows. And he gave a definition, too. He said he got hit as hard as you can get hit. Schlonged.
He got schlonged.
I've never heard of that before.
I immediately think you get hit by male genitalia.
Yeah, that's what I would think, yeah.
As hard as you can, which, I feel bad for the schlong in this case.
If you said the New York Giants got schlonged last night, I would be taken aback. I wouldn't know what that was or what to make of that. But schlonged, I guess, is a new word that we're working in. Also, he did a lot of happy birthdays to Kamala Harris. I guess it was her birthday this weekend. When is her exact birthday? I see a lot of people talking. In fact, if it was her birthday, it's kind of strange that the only person I saw say happy birthday to Kamala Harris was Trump.
October 20th. It was yesterday.
Son of a bitch. That's kind of weird. He was the only guy. He was at his rally, and the audience kind of took it a different way.
A union worker from Hazleton on a fixed income. Many Americans in my position struggle to make ends meet. Will you commit to helping protect Social Security and Medicare benefits?
A great question. The answer is yes. And, when you say fixed income, because of Biden and Kamala, nobody knows her as Harris. I can't use the word Harris. And by the way, it's her 60th birthday, so I want to wish her a happy 60th birthday. Right?
No, he's getting no.
Sounds like a slogan.
I think this is a symptom of a problem that we have, where you go, happy birthday to a person, a human being, and people are so wrapped up in politics. Of course they are. They're at a rally. This self-selects for the most radical amongst them, that they go, boo, like booing a person's birthday party is a symptom of the problem that we have in this country. Everybody is way too political. Their political knowledge is garbage. They don't know anything, but they're very, very angry. Very angry and have no idea why, or very angry for weird reasons. That is such a thing. Trump said happy birthday again. I think this is, he's at McDonald's.
Today's Kamala's birthday.
It's Kamala's birthday?
I'm just hearing that.
Steve, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I would say happy birthday, Kamala. She's turning 60.
Did you get her some fries?
I think I'll get her some flowers.
Why not debate her
Maybe
again?
I'll get her some fries. You're right.
Why not debate her again?
Yeah, give her some McDonald's. I'll get her a McDonald's hamburger.
Thank you.
No, it is her birthday. It is true, right? Happy birthday, Kamala. Happy birthday.
Saying her name right, too.
It's kind of weird. It's the only person I heard say that. I didn't see anybody saying that yesterday. But I have this sort of running theory here, and this will be maybe the spiciest take that I throw out.
Schlonging it? You schlonging it, dude?
For the next 2 weeks here. And I think that this is one of those takes where when you hear me say what I truly believe, I'm going to take fire from all directions. I'm going to take fire.
All right. Rub the hands together. Let's get ready for this.
The left and the right. I'm going to take shots from all directions, but I have to just be honest with you. That's what I promise you on this show, that I'm always going to try to be honest with you. I honestly don't think it matters who wins this election. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters who wins this election. I think people are so hyped up. And I think our country, and you've seen this in the last 10 years, is built to withstand stuff like this. I think our country is built in such a way that we usually end up in gridlock, which to me is kind of good. I don't want a bunch of new laws. I don't want all kinds of new stuff. I want the politicians to shut up. I don't want to hear about politics all the time. I think this is maybe an opportunity for a reset. Somebody's going to win, and they're going to be president for 4 years, and then we can reset the system. And I don't think it's going to be a big deal either way.
It's hilarious because there are people who would have you believe the exact polar opposite of the thing you just said. That is what is happening in 2 weeks is for the future of our country. It's everything.
Yes,
we have everything to lose.
And both sides are saying that. They're like, this will be catastrophic, a cataclysmic event. End times are going to come about. And I'm just telling you what I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think we're going to have 4 years of whatever, and then we'll reset the system. But some of these stories, boom, just my head explodes. My head explodes when I read this. This was in Politico this weekend. Here's where people's heads are at. Gabriella Jelinek, a 32-year-old marketer from Grand Rapids who took meetings at her day job while waiting for the rally at the park, said she had begun gaming out how she would survive a Trump victory. Truthfully, I have thought about moving out of the country, she said. I've also thought about my having to marry a friend in order to protect my assets as a single woman. Why, they asked. Like a male friend, in order to make sure my life is protected, because I feel like we'll be going to times where we need male permission to do everything.
Handmaid's Tale?
This is a person that literally thinks that's where things are going to go in 4 years. This is a person that believes this. And not to only isolate the crazies on the left, if you folks on the right, you just did a whole thing where you thought Biden was making hurricanes and sending them at the United States of America. People believe that the end times are near, right? And if Kamala wins...
did they thank Kamala for the good weather we've had the past week?
And I don't know if they said anything about it, but I'll thank her if she's responsible. Yeah. It's been nice. It's been beautiful. I look at this and I go, if you think Kamala Harris is going to get elected president and we're going to turn into Venezuela in 4 years, you don't know how the system works. You don't know how this goes. Even if it was the worst version of things that you could imagine, our country is built for things like this. It'll not be the case that any of these radical outcomes are going to happen.
There's a system. Balances.
Yes, and that's why I love America, because we do have a system, I think, that protects it, even when people are trying to take advantage of it. Like January 6th. I look at the system and say the system held. That's what I want to happen. But I don't look down on America in such a way that I say one person in the White House for 4 years will ruin this country. I do not believe that. I do not believe that can happen. I don't think that will be the outcome here. I know a lot of you will get butthurt by this. I know a lot of you will think that that's wrong. I don't think it is. I think people go mad when they get into the political pool. They go mad and they go, I believe all the ads. I believe all the things. If the other person wins, we're going to hell in a handbasket. And I think things can change. Maybe economically we'll be better off one way or another. Maybe they'll push for policies that are bad one way or another. But the idea that our country is going to melt based on the outcome of this election is just not one I agree with. I think that is a fantastically stupid version of what the future looks like. And that I would bet actual legitimate money on. What do you think? Let us know. I'm sure that stirred some of you up, so I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Somebody on the texting service says local elections are way more important. Yes, I'm
absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%.
I will be glad to flush the news cycle of election related ads, because they're just like,
they're wild. And I've memorized just about all of them.
Couple of them. It's not about freedom at all, is it?
Let's get someone with a spine back in the house.
But yeah, the one that I saw this morning didn't present itself as pro or anti. Didn't outwardly present itself as anti-Amendment 3. But it was just a bunch of different sheriffs talking about the dangers of weed. And then one of the things they mentioned was fentanyl being in it. And I'm like, this almost sounds like it's pro 3, because all the pro 3 ads are like, going to get rid of the Chinese fentanyl. Going to make sure that Chinese fentanyl is out of our weed.
I am going to throw something else out there. All right. At risk of pissing more people off.
Chinese fentanyl isn't that bad.
That would be a hot take.
If you're going to have fentanyl, the Chinese version is affordable. No, I'm not going in that direction. I am going to say, having done this show, we've done this show for a very long time. We've done this show for a very long time. I don't know that I can think of a single story about a marijuana dealer who is secretly lacing his marijuana with fentanyl.
It's not cost effective.
Yeah, I don't know that ever has come up. I think that those stories tend to be cyclical and fake and generational. My mother, when I was a young kid, when I was a young warthog, my mom was so scared. Not that I was going to smoke marijuana or that marijuana was going to be a gateway drug to other things. My mother was so scared that if I bought marijuana, it was going to be the kind that was sprayed with Raid, because she had heard they're putting Raid on the marijuana.
I did know one person in high school who got Raid weed.
People are so afraid of that at that moment. And I thought, what does one person do this or something? Like, there's not some giant conspiracy amongst all these dealers that they're going to put Raid on. And that was just the latest version at my time of this very thing, the boogeyman thing, where you go, oh. My mom never even said, don't smoke marijuana. She didn't say any of those things. She was just like, I worry that if you get it, it's going to have the bad stuff in it. And I think we do that all the time.
Like where you actually get a cockroach, and if it runs away from it, it has Raid?
I don't know. You could try it out. It's better than not trying it, I guess. So let us know what you think about all of this. People are stirred up. I can see this.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I like that. I enjoy it. Let's see here. Let's go over to Chris, who is, I think, talking about my elbow thing.
Hey, Sean, Junkies, what's happening?
Hey.
Listen, I've had that Popeye elbow. Others call it tennis elbow. Man, it is such a pain in the elbow. Is it soft and gooey? Mine was soft and mushy, and then every time I tapped it, it would drive me through the wall.
Mine doesn't hurt at all.
Up the wall, out of control, pain, and it took about 4 months to heal. So good luck, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but mine doesn't hurt at all. And then people are now, as I asked, I had this coming, they're diagnosing me.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the prognosis, not good. Not good. And, you pulled this on your muscle, this tendon is pulled, and you got to fix it now or it could never be fixed. And I don't know. I mean, now I think I better go somewhere because I don't want something really bad to happen. But I think it's probably just the regular Popeye elbow thing. It just doesn't hurt.
Prognoses?
Prognoses.
Put spinach on it.
Those things. Over to Kurt, who is joining us.
Sean, the biggest problem with Kamala is if she wins, she gets to nominate between 1 and 3 Supreme Court justices, and that will guide the court for the next 30 to 40 years. This is why we cannot have her in control of that selection. We need the Republicans to take over the House and the Senate and Trump to be elected to preserve our country the way it needs to be.
Yeah, they're going to destroy
Neither
democracy.
one of these people have the ability to destroy democracy.
Oh, okay, all right.
Even though we don't have a democracy, we have a representative republic.
Oh, that's actually a thing that I hear all the time that I'll address for 5 seconds here. We have a democracy. A representative republic is a type of democracy. Okay, people says we don't even have a democracy in America. We have a representative republic. It's a type of democracy. A democracy is a system where people can vote for their leaders and for the people who will make up the laws that govern them. I don't know why that turned into a big giant meme that everybody wanted to say over and over and over. This isn't a democracy. This isn't a representative republic. Means that we vote for our representatives. Then in the presidential elections, we cast our vote directly for who we want to be the president of the United States. And then we go by what we call the Electoral College, and that determines who the winner is and who heads to Washington. It's a pretty simple system. You don't even need a Schoolhouse Rock song for it, but somehow
I got the bill.
It seems to confuse a lot of people.
It's the only line I know.
And for the folks who are like, well, you don't know, Sean, who this is going to be so important because the Supreme Court. I don't believe it. I don't agree. I don't think any of this stuff is going to happen. There's no way that either one of them, if they win, will be able to expand the Supreme Court. It's never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. It's not going to happen. You cannot do this unless you have a 2/3 majority or 60 votes or whatever it takes in the Senate to pull this off. It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to do that. These are all things that are meant to get you scared so you get angry about things happening. Will things change? Yes, it'll be very different either way, but I don't believe America will crumble because of the person who occupies the White House for the next 4 years. I believe in America more than that. I believe in America is more resilient than some people seem to think it is today. But what do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. When we return, we'll talk about the movie that I think is going to surprise a lot of people. I think this thing is going to be massive at the box office. And it defies a lot of expectations because of what this movie is. And there's a controversy in this world as well. So we'll get into all of that when we come back. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Gentlemen, everyone bring in their favorite piece of meat tomorrow, and collectively, all four of us will spank the meats with our seasoning.
They won't care if
we do it. Yes, they will.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for this afternoon. Silver Star Road at Powers Drive. There's an accident off to the shoulder on I-95 southbound near LPGA Boulevard. Move over and slow down if you see police activity in that area. The left lane is blocked on Highway 1792 southbound near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
People often ask why I continue to do what I do. For the past 8 years as sheriff, my passion for law enforcement in our community has driven me to make a positive impact. As a dedicated leader, I've introduced new technologies to improve public safety and built programs that strengthen our community ties. Being sheriff isn't just a job for me. It's about making a real difference and ensuring our efforts lead to lasting results by always going the extra mile. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
Taking an antidepressant but still dealing with stress, mood swings, and trouble sleeping? Maybe your depression medication isn't working as well as it could. Find out by taking part in a clinical research study. Compensation is available to those who qualify and enroll. Call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100 or go to cnshealthcare.com to schedule an assessment for more on this depression research study for people who aren't satisfied with their current depression medication. That's cnshealthcare.com.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
As we continue to clean up after Hurricane Milton and take assessment of our property and homes, having the best windows and doors can truly make the difference. The folks at Renewal by Andersen are seeing firsthand the incredible performance of Renewal by Andersen windows and doors in the face of the storms hitting Central Florida. They're having hundreds of clients reaching out to share their experiences. For example, they're hearing people say how they couldn't have made it through the storm without their windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, how their kids felt so safe because the windows provided such an amazing sound barrier. That's because Renewal by Andersen's windows and doors combine chic design with custom-built craftsmanship, providing impact resistance against Florida's extreme weather. And that impact resistance adds a layer of safety for you and your family, especially during hurricane season, and even more so if you live on Florida's coast. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all the beautiful design and hardware options available. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
As storm season heats up, your Better Business Bureau reminds you to make a list now of trusted professionals. If you need help after a hurricane, who will you trust? Protect your home and family by choosing licensed, reputable professionals. Turn to bbb.org to find a better business.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Takeback Day, October 26th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit, DEPOSIT, deposit. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
It's a Monday, 14 days from the election, and we hope that you'll be hanging out with us in the run-up to that. And we're not going to do this like nonstop political thing. That's boring. You don't want that. We're going to have fun, okay? We'll talk about what's happening, but we're going to try to have fun because, like it or not, this is where we are, and we may as well enjoy ourselves. That's the meaning of life, to have fun on this adventure, on this ride. And if we can't do that, what the hell are we doing? So if you miss anything, you can catch up with us by going over to thenewsjunkie.com and recording a dispatch. Oh, I'm sorry, subscribing to the podcast. You can record a dispatch too, but subscribe to the podcast.
It better be fun dispatch.
On the website. People are triggered. They're very triggered. This is exactly what I knew was going to happen.
Yeah, the texting service is lit up right now.
Come at me. Do whatever you want. I'm right. I'm 100% right about this. I don't care. I knew it was going to trigger both sides because some of you are mentally not all the way there. You're not. You're not fully in gear. The motor's running, but nobody's behind the wheel. And I can't fix that from here. But what I said is true. So I stand by it. I think that we as a country could survive virtually anybody being president. And
imagine all the triggered people. Never mind.
Go ahead.
All those triggered peepers. Hearing you say that they are mentally not there, and that actually calming them down.
That's not going to work.
And saying, "Oh, you know what? He makes a good point.
There's nothing I can do. I don't even pretend that I have the ability to convince all of these people who are super political and wrapped up in stuff. I can present all the evidence right there in front of them. I've done this 100 times, and it won't change somebody's mind if they're locked in, full-on deranged, and brainwashed. It's weird. It's one of those things where if you debunk one thing... So let me back up here. When I look at where we're at right now in politics, I think that people believe to this, they buy into this sort of like nest of arguments. And mostly they add to that nest by new things that they see online. And when you're talking to them, they carry out something from that nest and they show it to you. And they go, look at this thing. And the thing can be Biden is making hurricanes and targeting Florida. And then you go, all right, let me take that apart and show you why this is dumb. And they go, okay, yeah, but hold on. And they go back to their nest and they get another thing.
Exactly, because the nest is now catering to them.
Yes, and they just pile it on.
The algorithm is for that. And then they have a group chat of people who also agree and find more eggs for that nest.
Not my algorithm.
No,
my algorithm has been a lot of Yorkies.
Mine is just people building stuff.
Oh, look at us.
Just people that know
Peepers,
more than me about woodworking and just building their stuff.
What are you woodworking?
That's
I'm
peaceful.
not doing anything. I do
interested?
none of this stuff. It's just fun to watch. And now that I've watched enough of them, it's all that Facebook serves me.
I feel like you might be able to do some of that
I don't know
stuff,
what any of my friends are up to, Sean.
He's disconnected from life. Might be better off. Eric on YouTube says, yes, every time there's an election, I hear that it's the end of our country. Oh, and everybody's moving to another country too. Neither ever happens. It's just the way it works. And the problem is most people seem to be in one tribe or the other tribe. And when you say something like that, everyone gets pissed off. So come at me. I think that what I said is true, and I stand by it 1,000%.
Different Eric on the texting service told you to S a D. Somebody called you R-word, not the R-word. Somebody
what a pussy.
Spelled out R-word.
You're texting the radio station. You're censoring yourself as you insult me. What a pathetic, spineless human being. Who's next?
Your rights will be fine, white with wiener.
This is the dumbest of all arguments. The idea that, because of your privilege, you shouldn't even be weighing in on this and you're going to be just fine. We're just going to lock everybody else from all the other backgrounds up. It's not going to happen, people. Enjoy your life, okay? Enjoy it. Vote on the local politicians. Your local officials and politicians have so much more of a real impact on your life every single day. On all the things that happen around you, all the things that probably make you mad. I'll tell you this, I don't really blame anybody for it because I don't think they're doing anything wrong, but we can't get away from construction around me. And it's infuriating. Like every road is blocked with construction and they don't finish one project and then they go on to another project. And they're probably not at fault, but these are the kind of things that piss people off. And that's the kind of thing that's on a local level. That's just a tiny, tiny, tiny example of how all of this stuff actually works. There's a movie that's coming out, and I think that this is going to be massive in scope.
Greatest movie of all time, Gladiator 2?
No. But Gladiator 2 is shaping up to be big if this early traction is any indicator. I think Wicked is going to be very, very big. I think this movie is going to be like 120 million opening weekend at the box office big.
Which is funny because it's a musical.
It's a musical, right?
And Folie à Deux is just tanking right now. They're just drowning.
But this is an established musical.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I think you're going to get all the people who have seen it a million times on Broadway and are fans of the Broadway stars that are going to be featured. And Ariana Grande. I don't think she's been on Broadway yet, but she has a beautiful voice. And then you have people
She's
like
a tiny person.
Who I've never seen Wicked. I've always wanted to, but I will absolutely watch this movie because I now get to see the film adaptation of it.
Right. And my argument here would be, I think that there are people who believe Joker failed because it was a musical and people don't like musical. People do like musicals. They
Good
just have
musicals.
They have to be expecting and they have to want it. They have to go in interested in the movie that's going to be a musical, not you give them Joker and then you go, we're going to make Joker 2 a musical. People weren't waiting for that. And this, though, is a musical that's beloved already.
In this case, Wicked 1 was also a musical.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wait, this isn't Wicked 2.
No, but like this Wicked is,
based on the
Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Right. Oh, yeah. Well, would you consider? Yeah, you would consider that a musical. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the original was. Some people even say, I mess this up every time. I apologize in advance. Is it Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Charlie is the book. Willy Wonka is the musical.
Okay, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That they argue is a musical as well. So it doesn't have to be that musicals are bad. People do like them, and they could be huge. I think this is going to be really, really, really big at the box office. It's just about expectations and properly targeting audiences. That's the way I view this. I think this is going to be massive. I know there was some controversy over the poster for the movie, which I didn't quite understand. I guess they covered one of the characters' eyes. I saw that it was going viral.
Not the eye.
Let me see if I could bring this up. Because
come on,
the woman who is Cynthia Erivo,
who's playing the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
She's incredible, both as a singer and an actress.
So here is the poster. Hang on, my Twitter is loading very slowly. There's a poster. She got a little upset because there's a meme where people post the poster from Wicked, and she's a green witch in this. There's sort of a racial allegory tied up in the story. And she's a green witch that she's playing, and Ariana Grande is whispering in her ear. And the meme that's going viral is that she's whispering, "Is your pea green?" And so they put like in quotes like, "Psst, is your pea green?" She's asking that. And the actor who played the role got upset that this was going viral. And people were saying that she said, none of this is funny. None of this is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. She was more mad that they changed it into like an illustration. And they've made this the poster, which is
That's from
inarguably
the
worse.
Play.
Is this? It says, imagine thinking fans editing a bad Wicked movie poster to be more like the Broadway poster. Oh, that's what it is. The fans took the poster that they put out and they tried to make it look more like the Broadway poster. And I think that's what started this. It says the original poster is an illustration. I'm a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of a camera to you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I've seen, equal to the awful AI of us fighting, equal to people posing the question, is your pea green? She said. So,
She really is mad about it?
I just realized what you meant by "is your pea green."
Yeah,
I thought that they were talking about urine.
No, is your pea word?
Yeah.
Also, just realizing that too.
It wasn't until
I was like, why would her urine be green?
But also, I was like, why would that be so offensive? Even the newer thing, the real
thing. It would
thing.
be annoying if after all that work, they're just talking about your vagina.
Is your P word, I should say.
Yeah.
Green was what the meme was that they were whispering back and forth. Anyhow, all of this will probably just propel the movie forward, get some people watching it that wouldn't otherwise. I guess you could say, like, when you go back to it, people are going to see this. And it's strange that until C-Lane mentioned The Wizard of Oz, I didn't even kind of connect the two that much. That's a beloved American classic. That's a huge movie. So it's got that propelling it forward. But then,
do you know who was one of the stars of the Broadway play?
Who?
The wickedly talented Adele.
I still think of that in my head sometimes. Anytime I hear the word wicked or wickedly, I say
the wickedly talented Adele.
I love that moment. So we'll
great.
see what happens if people are going to watch that or how big it will be at the box office. Meanwhile, the man behind the Stanford Prison experiment has died.
What a segue.
If people haven't heard of this, I'll go over what it was and what people thought happened with that. And we'll talk about jury duty as well, including the Daniel Penny trial that's coming up. Elon Musk has given out $1 million a day, and people are not liking that. And Cuba, they got a hurricane coming in. They got no power. So we got a lot more to touch on a Monday as we roll through everything happening in the world. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic.
And best head coach, best quarterback, best team in the league. Both teams were missing their star running backs and multiple wide receivers, but as usual, it didn't affect Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense. Kansas City's smarter and more resourceful than everyone else and showed why they're still the king. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
BlueChew.com. This is an online service, a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. So why not use this performance enhancement for the bedroom? Aren't you at least curious? Try it out. See if you get some extra confidence. I got a deal for you in just a moment. But Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so you don't have to talk to the doctor about this. You don't have to have any awkward conversations at all, in fact, or wait at the pharmacy because it comes right to your front door. And Blue Chew is a tablet that is chewable, made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to you, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code TNJ at checkout. You pay just $5 for shipping. That's it. It's BlueChew.com. The promo code is TNJ to get your first month free at BlueChew.com.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgagguydon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nicki Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nicki Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenicklygroup.com.
Your Halloween soundtrack starts with Halloween Radio on the free iHeart app.
With your hands on your hips.
Plus custom playlists from every genre and the spookiest podcasts on the planet. Open the free iHeart Radio app, search Halloween, and listen now.
iHeart Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month is still going strong, and LifeLock has a message about phishing. The scams cyber criminals use to trick victims into allowing access to their devices so they can steal your personal information. Being aware of potential phishing scams is one way to help protect your personal information. LifeLock alerts you to more uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft issues that arise. Start protecting your identity with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my first name, Clay, as your promo code. Terms apply.
Coming down with something and don't know what it is? Know now at MD Now. Their physician-led team can test for, diagnose, and treat a variety of illnesses. Just walk in or use their convenient web check-in. Visit MDNow.com and get back to better.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Radio 104.1.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the...
Happening in courtrooms around the country. And I know this is dumb and maybe not everybody would do this, but I thought it was interesting. So I spent some time this weekend. I watched the opening statements from both sides in the couch, or not the couch trial, the suitcase killing
Sarah
trial.
Boone?
Yeah. I was interested in that, and I wanted to hear what their defense was going to be. And it is the whole abuse excuse thing. And man, you want to talk about toxic, terrible relationships? I don't know how many people around us are in these god-awful bad relationships, but it seems like there's a bunch. And when they were going through this, and this was not a disputed thing, this woman is a monster. She's a terrible, terrible human being. She zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase, and he was crying, begging her to get him out, and he ended up dying.
I don't know how you can dispute it with the video that she took on her own cell phone.
Yeah, like kind of mocking it and yelling at him and stuff while he was in his last breaths. And they were alcoholics, both of them. And they told a story about their first date. They went on their first date with each other, and they started drinking. And I think this was like fairly well documented. And they were going to go back to her house. And when they go back to her house, he gets really hammered and starts getting aggressive and hits her. And I think like maybe even like knocked her out for a second or two.
On the first date?
On the first date. And then they came to and they like talked to each other the next day. And then they went on a second date and a third date and a fourth date. And I said, Jesus, these people didn't see enough red flags in the first date. If she didn't see enough red flags in the first date, we went to a second date after they're attacking each other physically. He's beating her up on the first date. It's nasty, bad relationship that those two were in. And it looks like he was abusive at sometimes, and it looks like she was abusive at sometimes. And that's what her defense is going to be from what I saw, the opening statements.
After 9 attorneys.
Yep. And
wild.
It was kind of jarring because during both sides of the opening statements on that case, they read the transcript of the video that she recorded while he was dying in the suitcase. And there's curse words galore in that. And
one of them said F instead.
Yeah. Oh, they just said F instead of the F word?
Yeah.
Okay, because the first one, the prosecution, they started reading, and I'm like, oh, okay. They're saying all the words. And Fox 35 had to have like a warning on the screen saying that, this content is, you're going to find some words that you might not like. Yeah, there's some bad words in this content here. Zephyr's Biker says, why was there a second date? Wow. There's just people like this that are in these tumultuous, dramatic, dangerous, alcohol-fueled relationships, and it's no good overall. I said earlier, the guy behind the Stanford Prison experiment has died at 91 years old. If you're not familiar with this, I've always been interested in these sort of experiments that happen in the psychological world. Like Project Nim, I think, was one of them that I was always into, where they said, we're going to take a chimpanzee and raise it just like a child and see if the chimpanzee is more human-like or if it's still a wild chimpanzee. Turns out chimps are going to chimp, and that's what happened with Nim. Good documentary came out of it, though. If you've never seen it, Project Nim, check that out. But this is one of these kind of studies, and the Stanford Prison experiment was where they took these students and they spent 6 days where the students were playing guards and other students were prisoners. And they said the guards became psychologically abusive and those playing the prisoners became anxious, emotionally depressed, and enraged. The idea was, look, when you have people who are imprisoned and other people in control of them, it's inevitable that this abuse heads from the guard to the prisoner. The study was completely flawed, and most of the stuff that was happening with the students was like inside joking on their part, but it spawned a lot of conversation afterwards, and that guy has now died at 91 years old, if you've never heard of it. Let's go over to this. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Did all the people who were calling hang up, or are they? Anybody,
no, he's going to email you.
Okay.
I said he doesn't want to be on air, but has a comment, and I go, hey, let me stop you right there before.
Yeah.
Email it to Sean. I'm sure he'll love to hear it.
Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
And he's like, so TYPS? I'm like,
sir, you shouldn't be voting. Come on.
TIPS. All right. What, junkie with a Y? Well, it's an IE. He also said, what's a dispatch? And I go, okay. Thank you so much for listening.
This person's been listening for 5 seconds.
I've been on this earth for 85 years easily.
I told you, this proves to you how easily all these folks are triggered. And I'd love to see it. What do you got for me? Send it over.
I think you liked what you said. I just couldn't understand them.
What we call a dispatch is available at thenewsjunkie.com. You go on your phone, okay? Nobody's too old for this. This is not hard, okay? You go on your phone and go in the browser, thenewsjunkie.com, and you'll see where it says record dispatch, or you can record a video and send it right into us. It's super easy to do, and if you want to say something, we're always ready to listen. Sometimes you might be wrong. That's okay. Sometimes you might be right. Maybe you correct me on something. Every once in a while, people get a point on the board. A jury selection has begun in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial. Did I do the ad read for Mo? I forgot. Injured on the go, just call Mo, 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. This is the story from a while ago on the Manhattan subway where Jordan Neely boarded an F train. Happened May 1st, 2023. Witnesses said he threatened people and yelled he was ready to die. And this 25-year-old guy, Daniel Penny, approached Neely, put him in a chokehold. You can see video of the incident where he's holding this guy back. And then Neely would be pronounced dead later at a hospital. Neely, who sometimes made money as a Michael Jackson impersonator, was dealing with mental health issues at the time of his death. He had more than 40 documented arrests and encounters with police officers.
It's ignorant.
But for a while, people were arguing over whether or not Daniel Penny should have done what he did or whether it was too far and he murdered the guy, et cetera, et cetera. The jury selection has now begun. He's charged with manslaughter in this case. It will be a very interesting one to watch as we move forward.
Do you think he's going to do the impression in court?
No. That guy's dead. That's Jordan Neely. He's the one who died.
That's who was murdered.
Yeah, he was the homeless person who had a mental health issue, but was threatening everybody on the subway. And this is an important case for this reason. I personally don't think Daniel Penny intentionally did anything wrong here. I don't even think manslaughter is a charge that he should be facing. And I think if he does end up going to jail, already you've had an impact from the charges. But if he does go to jail, the idea that people are going to stand up and help other people fight back if somebody's having a breakdown and attacking people, trying to push them in front of subways and stuff in New York, I think less people will be likely to do so. If you see that a guy who stepped up and was trying to help the other people on the subway, he ended up in jail maybe. So I don't know. I don't know that he'll be convicted here. I think he has a decent chance of getting a fair trial in New York, and we'll watch the case.
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Sometimes I don't think that. It's not like some cases, I think the well is so poisoned, it's impossible for somebody to get a fair trial. I think that this suitcase thing may be pretty close to it, because that everybody was talking about that case. Everybody knew about it to a certain extent. All right, let's see what we got here for you. Here is Daddy Two Times real quick with a dispatch.
So, Sean, I agree to the point that in general, when it comes to our elections, whether it's local, city, state, or for country, we're going to be okay no matter who wins, because typically the people that are elected have people around them, and they have people around them, and they have people around them who are competent, even if the person at the top isn't the greatest, right? But at day's end, when we look back on history, the person who's pushed that envelope the most has been old orange boy. You know what I'm saying? So, at day's end, we're not going to get hell in a handbasket, even with Trump, but we may get South Central in a shopping cart if we put homie back up in there. And I don't want that.
Right. And I don't disagree with that. I don't think it's stupid to not have a preference. I would never say that. If you have a preference between the candidates, absolutely. I see why you would lean one way or another. You'd have the arguments. We've all heard the arguments ad nauseum. I'm saying the people who are radicalized into believing that this country is over with as a result of who wins this election, if the person you hate wins, America is done, I think that's dumb. I don't think there's a chance in hell of that happening. I think America will be just fine, and our institutions will survive as they have on many other occasions. And I think America still has a bright future, right? And I think whoever's going to be the president will be president for 4 years, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some new people. God, would I love to see some new people, some new names, some youth, maybe, for once, get that in there. Some youths, some of the younger folks. If you have thoughts on that, hit us up, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'll read it. Here is, we'll take a quick break, actually, and we'll get back to some of these. We'll get back to the Elon Musk thing, but I want to talk about what's happening in Cuba, because this is crazy scary. They've been without power for a handful of days now in Cuba, and they have a hurricane that is headed their way.
And just a hurricane for them, it seems like.
A hurricane just for Cuba, unfortunately. Hurricane Oscar is the name of the hurricane that's spinning out there and making landfall in Cuba after striking the Bahamas. So it did at least hit some other place. This is a Category 1 hurricane. They already were without power, and the folks in Cuba are just going through one right now. What's happening on the ground? We'll find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Move over and slow down. Authorities are still clearing up that accident on I-95 southbound at LPGA Boulevard. It's off to the shoulder now. There's an earlier accident where Silver Star Road meets Powers Drive. The left lane is blocked on Highway 1792 southbound near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
We want you to be like Justin, because Justin won $1,000 listening to Real Radio.
I've been trying for so long. This is epic.
Epic indeed, Justin. Epic indeed. What were you doing when you heard the keyword?
Pressure washing a deck area.
Well, Justin, now it looks like you can pay somebody to do that for you.
I'm Justin from Orlando, and I just won $1,000 listening to Real Radio 104.1.
Be like Justin. Listen for the keywords, enter on our website at realradio.fm, and then answer your phone when you get the call. Pressure washing offense not required. This contest presented locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
I'm sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. Jeff, I'm concerned because we're in an election year, right? Which, sure to shake things up and all that. But last year was a great year in the market, and it's just not looking so good this year.
Well, yeah, the market is cyclical, and that's why it's a perfect time to diversify and lock in some of those gains. You may even qualify for an upfront bonus of up to 30% just for opening an account, and up to 12% guaranteed growth for your retirement income.
Up to 30% for just opening an account, and up to 12% per year, all guaranteed?
Yeah, and you probably won't hear many other advisors talking about this because they don't have access. I will say it's because of the high interest rate climate we're in, and this probably won't last long.
If you're concerned about what this messy election could do to your finances, call Trajan Wealth today and learn how to get up to 30% bonus and up to 12% growth per year for retirement income. Call 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Paid advertisement.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Takeback Day, October 26th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
Hello, my name is Chris Askew. I work for the Seminole County Fire Department for 17 years, and I'm a proud IDC customer.
Veteran firefighter Chris Askew, a repeat customer at International Diamond Center.
All my jewelry I've ever bought has been from IDC. They have it all. I've never gone there and not find what I needed to find.
One reason Chris loves IDC is that they always roll out the red carpet for heroes in uniform with a 15% discount and special financing.
We don't like to have the special treatment. We don't ask for it, but deep down inside, we're not going to sit there and turn it down or say we hate it because, it helps us out. It's their way of showing that they care about us, they're thinking about us, they have our backs.
International Diamond Center, proud supporter of our military and first responders.
Really means a lot to people like me, and that we go through this job every day, and any little thing that like this really does make a huge difference in our lives, and it shows that people care and that we're just not doing it for nothing.
IDC, proud to serve those who serve us. Get location, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
Headquarter Hyundai will do whatever it takes to get you into a new Hyundai. Get our lowest price guarantee. Drive home today in a new Hyundai. Payments starting as low as $99 per month. That's right, only $99 a month. Plus, get up to $5,000 more for your trade. Headquarter Hyundai. We'll do whatever it takes. See all our specials online at headquarterhyundai.com. 36-month lease payments starting at $99 with approved credit. Trade allowance calculated on KBB Fair Trade Value. See dealer for details.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouniedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the
Here in just a moment, I'm going to ban the word legs and Sean in chat. I'm going to ban those two words because you guys have a weird fascination with talking about my legs. I don't know why, but it's happening over there.
What happened with your legs?
They talk about my legs all the time. When I walk around in the studio, they'll be like, oh, Sean's legs this, Sean's legs that. I could use a tan on them. I will admit to that. I'll cop to that. But otherwise, my legs are very normal. There's nothing super weird about them. And I rest on that. Okay? So stop talking about my legs. Here we go. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com.
And leg talk.
Yep, there we go.
Emails.
Back to legs.
That's so true.
Have you considered getting rid of them, Sean?
Hey, Sean, you may have covered this, but it's nuts that tax money is being spent on this. This is over ads for the upcoming abortion amendment, which is going to be voted on in November. And here's the story. I had seen this, but I want to give everybody an overview so you know what's going on. The story from NBC says, Judge blocks Florida Surgeon General from threatening TV stations over abortion rights ad. The ad encourages people to vote yes on a ballot initiative that would override the state's abortion ban. All right, so what's happening? A federal judge on Thursday issued a temporary restraining order against Florida's Surgeon General, the latest development in a legal battle over a television ad supporting the state's abortion right ballot measure. Earlier this month, the Florida Department of Health sent a cease and desist letter to multiple broadcast stations that had aired the ad. They threatened criminal charges against stations that didn't stop playing it. The advertisement encourages people in Florida to vote yes on a ballot initiative that would add language to the state constitution that would allow them until fetal viability. The amendment would override Florida's current 6-week ban, blah, blah, blah. The letters sent to broadcast stations describe the ad as false and dangerous, emphasizing that Florida's current law makes an exception for the life of the mother, blah, blah, blah. Here's the letter they sent out. This is from the governor is on the letterhead in the state surgeon general. And it says, this is to FLA, WFLA television. We're on their radio counterpart, but this is WFLA TV. It says, Dear Mr. Higgins, the Florida Department of Health has been notified that your company is disseminating a political advertisement claiming that current Florida law does not allow physicians to perform abortions necessary to preserve the lives and health of pregnant women. This claim is categorically false. And they go through why to say it's false. Not only is it false, it's dangerous. Women faced with pregnancy complications posing a serious risk of death or substantial and irreversible physical impairment may and should seek medical treatment in Florida. If they're led to believe such treatment is unavailable, they may not do this. And then they cite a Florida statute that says the commission of any act by any individual, municipality, organization, or corporation by which the health or life of an individual or the health or lives of individuals may be threatened or impaired constitutes a sanitary nuisance. And basically they're saying if you run this ad, you're breaking the law. You'll be breaking the law. While your company enjoys the right to broadcast political advertisements under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 4 of the Florida Constitution, that right does not include free reign to dismantle false advertisements, which, if believed, would likely have a detrimental effect on lives and health of pregnant women in Florida. And the judge is correct here, 100,000%. The judge is correct. The idea that they're threatening TV stations with a crime for airing ads that are against where they're at politically is insane. That's insane and stupid and frankly dangerous, that you would have intimidation from the Florida state government to TV ads that are airing, or TV stations that are airing those ads. That's really dumb. And I'm not for it. So there you go. I believe the judge was right. Let's go over to Lisa. Who
do you believe that? Do you believe what the Department of Health says, that airing that is a danger to people's health?
No, I think it's a stretch.
Are they arguing that a pregnant woman who might have some sort of complication sees that ad and believes it, so does not go to get what they're saying is a legal abortion?
That's what the letter sounds like.
Yeah, if you stretch that logic out, it would apply to every political ad.
Yeah.
Every single one that I've ever heard. It's crazy, it's dumb, and it's a waste of time and money. So, yeah, they should be doing that. Lisa emails tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. She says, on your elbow, the Popeye elbow, is the ball on the front of your upper arm, the front of the elbow, or the back of the elbow? When she says that, does she mean like this is the front of my elbow, the crotch part? That's the front of my elbow,
crease?
and this is the back? The crease, is that the front? Or
I don't know.
Does she mean in front of the hinge or behind the hinge?
The weenus or the opposite of the weenus?
I'm going to take this as the front of my elbow right here. It's not in front of that. She said that would be a reason to go to urgent care right now. It could be the sign of a torn bicep muscle. If you put it off, you won't be able to get it fixed. She's a physical therapist. Thank you for the email. This guy says, I've had it. I've had the Popeye elbow, wrapped it in an ace bandage, and it went away. You could take Advil unless you're on blood thinners. Yeah, I've been taking some Advil.
I already read you this email.
Oh, did you? Okay, all right, we don't need that one then. Let's see. Matthew says, while local elections are extremely important, national elections can cause the Keystone Pipeline and fracking to get shut down, which is a huge impact. Will it destroy America? No. But does it show that elections have consequences? First time email. Thank you. Love you guys. I listen almost every day, says Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you giving us the time. Bronx Boy emails. He says, the next 4 years. I agree with you, Sean. Our country went through worse times in the 60s. JFK was assassinated. Robert Kennedy was assassinated. MLK was assassinated. And he thinks we can get through it. Nobody emails and says, the true reality is no political party runs our country. Our country is run by the military-industrial complex, friends, and U.S. foreign policy. Like Tulsi Gabbard said at the end of the day, it's a group of Democrats and Republicans in the background that represents a certain agenda that runs this country. No president has ever ran this country, says nobody. There you go. Let's talk about Cuba. As if it's not tough enough to be in Cuba, where it's hard to get access to food, where your freedoms are suppressed by the Cuban government, where you don't have regular access to the internet, where they still have shops in Cuba where you just buy the latest thumb drive because the thumb drive has new music, news, movies and TV shows. That's the way, that's your internet basically, is just buying thumb drives at markets. All these things suck in Cuba. And otherwise, Cuba is a pretty beautiful place. Cuba is a beautiful island with rolling mountains and
like a time machine.
Yeah, all the old cars that they have driving around because they don't have access to the marketplaces to get new stuff. It's a beautiful place with problematic leadership, to say the very least. And that problematic leadership has put them in an economic mess that led them to a position that really sucks. Cuba's largest power plant shut down on Friday. The national power grid shut. Schools, all public services shut down. Rolling blackouts had hit Cuba in recent years, but usually they only last a couple hours. This one was for a while. Their grid collapsed completely. And it said to supply its electricity grid, Cuba depends on 8 dilapidated power plants that are nearly a half century old and have received no maintenance in as much as 15 years.
Wow.
Holy cow. And so they said they've leased 7 Turkish-owned vessels, they're floating power plants in the ocean, that can provide 20% of their electricity needs, but they're powered by oil, and Cuba doesn't have enough oil to power them. So Lots of people in Cuba hurting right now. And Hurricane Oscar
I
is
think it might
hitting
be
the
a
country.
tropical storm now.
Is it?
I
Okay.
think it may have downgraded, which is good news for Cuba since they're in the dark through all this.
Yeah, the last thing you need is a hurricane, flooding, more reasons for the power to be out.
Not completely in the clear, though. I imagine a tropical storm still does some damage to an island.
Yeah, it said it made landfall as a Category 1.
Especially an island, as you mentioned, that is so
in the
back
1950s?
in time as Cuba.
Yeah. And I know they don't have the money for it, but the solution is so obvious to me on the power front. One, and there are many reasons why Cuba doesn't have this, nuclear power is a key part of our future moving forward. It should have been a focus for the last several decades, but people got spooked by the boogeyman of nuclear power. We have to change that. And until we get to...
Now they needed to power all these AIs.
Yeah, which is what they're using them for, which is crazy. Microsoft's doing that, and another company was doing that. I forgot which one it was. That's one thing. But the other thing is, it's insane that in the United States of America, we don't have a nationwide push. First in the state of Florida. It should start in the state of Florida, but then in the southeastern United States to get all power underground. If we get all power underground in the state of Florida, at least, I will guarantee you our insurance bills would go down, or at least they should. We would probably not lose power even in serious hurricanes. If you know anybody who lives in a neighborhood where they have underground power, they don't usually lose power. Like downtown areas and stuff, they don't lose power. And all the other places just work on this old equipment, these power poles and systems that are very vulnerable to storms. So
what do you think is is holding that process back?
I guess it's expensive.
Money. I mean, because if you think about other things, like I look at my neighborhood right now, and they, as you know, are installing fiber, and they're not installing fiber in the air; it's underground.
Right.
There's and our power's already underground, so we fared well through the hurricane. But is that just a lack of space to put it? Is it people to do the work, money, people to foot up the bill?
I'm looking at this, and it says some of the studies say it's expensive. And in 2019, this says it's from iHeart Country Radio. All right.
Hey, y'all, we got a survey for you.
It says estimated that the cost for Florida Power and Light to underground the 60% of its network that isn't currently underground would be $14.5 billion.
Yikes.
Or $2,900 per FPL customer. So that seems expensive, but it's the future. That's how we need to do things. That's how I think we can help ourselves out. One thing is true. Hurricanes aren't going to stop hitting the state of Florida. That's not going to happen. Hurricanes are going to keep hitting the state of Florida for time to eternity, and have since time immemorial. But we don't make the move because it's too expensive. In my estimation, these power companies who have a monopoly, one of the few true monopolies in the United States of America is the power companies. If you get mad at your power company, is there another one that you could switch to?
Nope.
Can you just switch over to some other company if your friends say, oh, I got them and it's better and the deals are better? No.
And it's not even like you do like the cell phone companies, right? You can go, well, I'm going to go with Mint Mobile or Boost or something that operates on Verizon. Like there's nobody else that's going to sell you that the same company's power for some sort of discount. You're just getting it's power or no power.
Right. I imagine there were a good amount of flips on the internet side after one company's internet customers lost just the internet, kept their power, where everyone who had fiber had their internet. So it's
still
like
around.
That kind of comfort, knowing that you're not going to lose that. I imagine a lot of people would be up for it when it came to electricity, but you have no choice.
I think
we have
so.
A big road by both of us that has been worked on for the last 6 months, and I doubt it has anything to do with underground power. But boy, would that have been the opportunity to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that this has to be done. And you don't have to do it all at once. You can take the most vulnerable areas and start with them. What are the places where they have the biggest problem with this? Start doing that and then move it throughout the entire state. Do this in Louisiana. Do this in Mississippi, especially near the coast. Do this in Alabama, especially near the coast. Do this in Georgia and maybe even in South Carolina in some places. That seems like a no-brainer and something that most people would be on board with. I know FP&L makes money. They made $6 billion in June of 2024, I guess. I'm trying to see when this is from. June of 2024, they made $6 billion. What do they make in a year over there? Is that right? Okay. As a full year of 2023, they made $4.5 billion. So they make $4.5 billion a year in revenue, net income. And I'm sure they make plenty of profit over at that company. But over time, if you cut into that a little tiny bit, maybe we can all keep our power on during the storm.
So somebody on the texting service said, I already received a quote for such a transition. Mm-hmm. Duke wants to charge about $3,500 in our area, or they said we could just wait it out because eventually they'll do it anyway.
Oh,
huh. That's interesting. And what would have to happen? Would everybody have to agree in your area to pay the $3,500?
That's what I would be curious about. Like, is this something that is operated or decided upon at a homeowners association level where they just vote and say, all right, the whole neighborhood's going to go underground power. We're all chipping in the money. Let's do this. Or it seems that it would be difficult to get everybody to agree on that just because of the cost.
Yeah. And are they going to make you pay a lump sum of $3,500? For some people, that will be too expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe you could pay just a bit at a time. I don't know. Let us know if you're in that situation. I'd love to hear more in a dispatch about that decision. Let's go over to Fox News. They were talking to former President Trump about the dogs. They're eating the cats and dogs.
Oh, right.
Let's see what's happening with that.
Your famous line about Springfield, Ohio, and I take your point that 15 to 20,000 legal Haitian immigrants settling in that area causes a lot of friction. But when you said, and you know it's gone viral there, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, you say you're just reporting what has been said. But why not say now, well, look, that turned out not to be true.
I don't know if
Here's
it's
my
not true.
verdict.
I don't know if it's true or not true. I read
Eating
something.
the pets, you don't know if it's true or not true?
No.
It's been debunked by local officials.
What about the goose, the geese? What about the geese? What happened there? They're all missing. I don't
There was
know.
one
Listen,
guy with
Howie,
two geese.
Howie.
This is exactly what I was telling you earlier. All right? That's the nest. That's my nest theory. They got a nest of a bunch of things, and they got the dogs and the cats, and they bring it over. They go, look, the dogs and the cats. They're eating the dogs and the cats.
What about the
And
goose?
they go, hold on. It was proven that they weren't eating the dogs and cats in Springfield. And they throw the thing on the ground. They go back to the nest, and they go, geese. With the geese. Were they eating the geese over there?
He's like, well, there was two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know it to not be true. Also, both of them on the edge of their giant love chairs is so interesting to me as well.
The story about the goose was some guy who was in this photograph, this poor dude. He's holding this dead goose. I don't even know if he was in Springfield. Allegedly, he was in Ohio. And this guy's
well, at
holding
least
this
that
goose.
saves him a trip to the store for expensive goose grease.
They said, look at this guy. He's eating the goose. And it turns out this man picked up roadkill that was in the way and was disposing of it. And somebody took a picture of him. And the picture went viral. And I go, man, this guy, Jesus. So that's what happens sometimes when you get when somebody says, wait, but this piece of the puzzle isn't true. And they go, let me just get another piece of the puzzle. I'll get another one. And if you take that piece from me, I'll go get another piece from the nest. And I'll show you that piece of the puzzle. And I'll just stay exactly where I am, rooted deeply into all of my opinions and never second guess it. When we come back, we will get into a very unsurprising investigation from the Secret Service. And you got to watch out. There's a new scam that is making the rounds. What are they trying to do to separate you from your money? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Move over and slow down. Authorities are still clearing up that accident on I-95 southbound at LPGA Boulevard. It's off to the shoulder now. There's an earlier accident where Silver Star Road meets Powers Drive. The left lane is blocked on Highway 1792 southbound near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by MD Now. Coming down with something and don't know what it is? Know now at MD Now. Their physician-led team can test for, diagnose, and treat a variety of illnesses. Just walk in or use their convenient web check-in. Visit mdnow.com and get back to better.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before. While you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Your Orlando Magic are back and ready to make it memorable, make it our moment, make it magic. Come out on Friday, October 25th for opening night presented by Advent Health and be a part of the action at the Kia Center. Get tickets at orlandomagic.com.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Takeback Day, October 26th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeart app, and it starts with commercial-free Halloween radio. It's the ultimate Halloween soundtrack for the season with spooky hits,
the Monster Man,
fun throw.
So good. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
Go deeper and learn more about the show on the website, which I'll spell out for you, just in case you have any issues with it. TheNewsJunkie with an IE.com. TheNewsJunkie.com. We're going to get into some of your dispatches here in just a little bit, but Elon Musk is giving away money. I'll take some. $1 million giveaway in swing states that is deeply concerning to some of his critics. They said he's giving away $1 million a day to registered voters in key swing states until the U.S. presidential election in November, so it's 14 days. The winner will be chosen at random for those who sign up to a pro-U.S. Constitution petition by Mr. Musk's campaign group America PAC, which he set up to support Republican nominee Donald Trump's bid to return to the White House. The first lottery-style check was given away to a surprise attendee at a town hall event in Pennsylvania this weekend. Another check was handed out on Sunday, and this is all for people who signed this petition, which is kind of weird. Federal law states that anybody who pays or offers to pay or accepts payment either for registration to vote or for voting, you face $10,000 as a fine and a 5-year prison sentence. Whoa. So that's the workaround then. He's not asking people to register to vote and paying them or asking them to vote and paying them. He's asking them to sign this petition.
Can you pay for a signature?
Can you sign a petition without being a registered voter?
Yeah. This says who can sign the petitions. This says who can sign the petitions. Only registered voters in swing states, which is what makes it illegal. That's what this person is. But how do you filter that out if it's just a petition? I don't know that it would work that way. Anyways, he's giving away $1 million a day over the next 2 weeks for folks in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. If I didn't mention your state, they don't care about you because they think they already have your vote won. And it's been interesting to see people kind of start to dive into the crosstabs of votes that have already been cast and all sorts of other things as we get ready for the next 2 weeks. I just hope we can have some fun along the way. Hopefully that's possible.
I will.
I know you're going to enjoy yourself, huh?
I'll watch some more building videos.
That's a good escape right
there.
Get
your tissues ready.
Let's see here. Many people talking about underground power. Here's Sweaty Armpit Guy.
I live in a city in Brevard County, which is going all underground power. Just recently had mine done this past year, a couple months ago actually. And I can tell you, my power only went out for about 1.5 minutes during the hurricane.
Nice.
I absolutely love it.
You know what? I can tell you.
It sounds like you're screaming through a megaphone. What do we want?
I'll tell you what would have been genius. We had somebody earlier say Duke Energy said they want to put power in their neighborhood underground. And they wanted how much money?
$3,500.
$3,500.
Also, this person followed up because we had questions. They said several neighbors have already done this, and they don't live in a subdivision.
All right. Okay, so some people were jumping on board. They said, you can wait, and maybe we'll do it for free at some point way down the road. Or if you guys want to pay $3,500 a piece, we can get this up now. If Duke Energy would have gone door to door right when their power went out during this hurricane and said, hey, how's this feel right now? Not so great, huh? And you want your power to stay on next time? Mm-hmm. All right. Here's a letter for you reminding you $3,500 underground power. I'd pay it. If they told me, Sean, either your power is going to go off for 3 days or you could pay $3,500 and then your power in future storms, because you know they're going to keep coming, will not go out any longer. I go, give me that. I'll sign it right now. I'll pay whatever you need. $3,500 is a bargain rather than having my power keep going off for the rest of my life. I don't know if you folks know this, but I'm a fragile man when the power goes off.
Guy.
I'm a weak man. When I can't access my internet and I can't get online, and
he's got his own hurricane fan. This is my hurricane fan. I got my fan ready.
I've gone soft. I don't know. It's problematic, but I need power, right? And I would pay it.
Somebody says, I work for FPL. That's Florida Power and Light. We are hardening the system with concrete poles because you can't go that far underground with the water table being so high. I'm sure that's only in certain more southern areas, maybe.
Interesting. So they got plans for spots where they can't necessarily put it underground.
And I feel bad for these people because like right now, and they hear this every hurricane. They're like, the answer is underground power. Clearly, I have underground power. My power was out for 2 days.
Really?
Not everybody that has underground power is going to see,
the miracle of no power ever again.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true. It would be, it's more likely that you won't lose your power. But
I have underground power in my neighborhood. We lost power for 4 days, lost it during Ian, also for 3 days.
Damn. That must mean that they have underground power, but somewhere between them and the substation, there's a place that doesn't have underground power, or the substation is failing.
Dig up the hole.
Yeah, in my case, we had a substation problem, and the whole damn neighborhood was down, except for my direct neighbor, right next to me. Right next door, she had power the entire time.
What a bitch.
I don't know what to do about it.
She's a very nice lady.
She's a very, very nice lady.
Except when you don't have power and she does.
Didn't notice the 50-foot extension cord coming from her guest bathroom.
I don't know if I told you this, Sabrina, but both my neighbors are nice, very nice people. And my new neighbors, I'm sure, are nice too. I haven't really spoken to a lot of them just yet. But my direct neighbor to, if you're staring at my house, to the left of me,
yes,
that neighbor, she's very, very sweet. She recently put her house up for sale. I didn't talk about this on air, I don't think.
This will be the second time. Because there was one point it was up.
Yes,
when
it was up.
We were doing the show from your house.
Yes, yeah. And then she put it up again, just kind of flirting with the market, seeing what was going on.
Hey, market, how you doing?
And I go, let me see what's going on.
Sell around here often?
I'm not being super nosy, I don't think, by just taking a peek around the house because there's photos on the real estate listing.
Of course.
And I go, let's look. Oh, it's nice. This is a very nice, beautiful house. Great job. All the decorations look really nice. And I get to this photo and I go, what is this? And she has a video streaming room in her house. with like, and I go, if she is streaming to a bigger audience than we are, I am going to lose my mind. If my neighbor has more people on streaming than we do.
Probably does.
I'm going to lose it over here. She had a little setup with like a desk and a camera and all these things where she did some kind of influencer stuff. And I said,
if she has more followers than Sean, could you imagine?
I go and I go, wait a second.
Subscribed.
How dare you? The least surprising investigation result ever. The July Trump shooting attempt, quote, should not have happened, according to a tax
Hold the phone. How did they come to that conclusion, Sean?
It's mind-blowing, jaw-dropping, rocks my mind and blows my world.
Mm-hmm.
Put simply, they say, the evidence obtained by the task force to date shows the tragic and shocking events of July 13th were preventable and should not have happened. That's their executive summary. The strong words are contained in a 53-page document labeled Interim Staff Report investigating the stunning security failures on July 13th, 2024 in Butler, Pennsylvania. So they blame the Secret Service and said this never should have happened, which is obvious to anybody paying any sort of attention. The other thing I teased, let me pay this off before we get into wrap it up mode. You got to watch out because lest you think you're just really interesting and popular, one of the scams going around is podcast invites. And people are sending folks emails and saying, hey, would you like to be on Tony Robbins' podcast? Would you like to be on Fern Cotton's podcast? Who's Fern Cotton? Would you like to be on
Fern Cotton? Come on.
Rachel Hollis's podcast? Who's Rachel Hollis? These emails are coming in, and they'll promise you, hey, $3,000, 45-minute interview. This is huge. You got to do this.
Huge.
And they are scams. They are scams.
Oh, man.
What they do
What's
is they
the
ask
scam?
you. So they tell you you're going to be on this show. You'll get lots of promo. You'll be on with Tony Robbins. And all it's going to cost is this much money. Or even that they'll pay you money, I guess, in some cases. And then they go, we got to do a tech check before the show. We want to make sure everything runs smoothly. And they ask for access to connect to your computer.
Uh-huh.
And when they do that, they get your login credentials. They can change the settings on your computer. They can go after all of your stuff to extort you. If it's linked to a credit card, they could start sending money to themselves. So don't do it. And you're probably not going to be on Tony Robbins' podcast. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. When we return, though, this is the absolute truth. We're going to do the final dispatches, friends. We're going to do those. We're going to do the stories that didn't make the cut as well. And final dispatches before we wrap everything up for a Monday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we have a guest co-host, Annie Meyering, sits in for Deb as she enjoys the Taylor Swift concert. We'll talk sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. For trivia, a pair of tickets to Rocktoberfest brought to you by JRR at the Central Florida Fairgrounds this coming weekend. It will end it up with our buddy Ray Trindley. Plus, your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Monday forecast for Central Florida. And for today, overall, it's going to be a pleasant day. We'll see afternoon high temperatures climb into the mid-80s with a high of 85 degrees in Orlando, which is right on par with what we would typically see for this time of year. Winds will be a little breezy, gusts as high as around 20 to 25 miles per hour. We'll stay mostly rain-free for today and tomorrow with a good amount of sunshine as we head into the end of the week with highs staying in the mid-80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson. Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Brought to you by the Capital One Venture X Business Card. With the Capital One Venture X Business Card, there's no preset spending limit, so the card's purchasing power can adapt to meet business needs. Plus, Venture X Business earns unlimited double miles on every purchase, so the more a business spends, the more miles earned. And when traveling, the Venture X Business Card grants access to over 1,300 airport lounges worldwide. The Venture X Business Card by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness for details.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I get less than 30 seconds to convince you to hire my law firm, to trust me, to believe in me, to somehow convince you that my firm is going to get you the best results possible. Now, can you do that in 30 seconds? Hopefully I just did. Contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Local folks in uniform know that when it comes to jewelry, IDC rolls out the red carpet every time.
I actually bought my wife's wedding and engagement ring from IDC.
Meet Jamison Kenzie, a firefighter and paramedic who took advantage of International Diamond Center's 15% discount for first responders.
Amazing to get that discount and get something much prettier than I probably could have without it.
At IDC, we love our heroes.
People like myself and all the other first responders, it helps us in our budgets and every day to know that there's a place like IDC that we can go and get incredible value for amazing products.
International Diamond Center, always going out of our way to deliver exceptional value for those milestone moments in everyone's life, and always just a little bit extra for our military and first responders.
My name is Jamison Kinsey, and I'm a firefighter paramedic, and I've been super grateful for everything IDC has done for myself and our department.
International Diamond Center, proud to serve those who serve us. 3 convenient Orlando locations.
As we continue to clean up after Hurricane Milton and take assessment of our property and homes, having the best windows and doors can truly make the difference. The folks at Renewal by Andersen are seeing firsthand the incredible performance of Renewal by Andersen windows and doors in the face of the storms hitting Central Florida. They're having hundreds of clients reaching out to share their experiences. For example, they're hearing people say how they couldn't have made it through the storm without their windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, how their kids felt so safe because the windows provided such an amazing sound barrier. That's because Renewal by Andersen's windows and doors combine chic design with custom-built craftsmanship, providing impact resistance against Florida's extreme weather. And that impact resistance adds a layer of safety for you and your family, especially during hurricane season, and even more so if you live on Florida's coast. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all the beautiful design and hardware options available. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Monday. Here we are back at it. And after today, get this, kind of crazy to think about, 14 days until the election. 14 days until the election. Yeah, one fortnight. 13 days as tomorrow. You know how time works. You know how counting goes. But right now, let's get into those final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
You know what? I raged a little bit. After the show on Friday, the YouTube channel got a copyright claim from Sesame Street. And I said, come on now. Said, we pay with our tax dollars for Sesame Street. I feel like I should be able to play that. And then, nope.
Isn't it on Max now?
I don't know. I thought it was on PBS. It's like long been on PBS. I remember watching it as a kid, a little bit of Sesame Street action.
They get tax money on PBS?
I think they at least get
paid
some.
for by viewers like you.
Let's see. PBS tax money. I know they get some, or at least I thought they did. They said their government funded at least partially NPR and PBS. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is the parent company of both those. It received $525 million in 2024. Of that, $367 million went to public broadcasting.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
They got to run the ship over there. They got to get all those Muppets paid. Everybody has to get their cash. Meanwhile, I'll play this in the final. I'll play this in the stories that didn't make the cut. But let's get to those final dispatches as promised. Here's Rux hanging out with us.
Yo, junkies, good afternoon. What's going on?
Hi, Rux.
Hey, Sean, it must be nice, bro. The fact that you can just say, oh, if they want $3,500, no problem. Sign me up for one, and then I'll take one to go. Like it's nothing. Talking about you'll pay whatever it costs. Bro,
run 2
not everybody
underground power
lives that way.
lines.
$3,500 is not necessarily a small piece of change to just throw out that fast, even if it was to keep my power on.
I'm trying, Rux, to illustrate my level of desperation. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say, hey, even though it is expensive, $3,500 is a bunch of money, and I wouldn't want to pay it. I would in that moment. It would be equivalent to my drive at the veterinarian. If I was at the veterinarian and they came out and they said, we need this much money to do a procedure on your dog, otherwise your dog is going to be hurting, I'd say, here, take it. Take my money. I don't want the dog to be hurting.
Which credit card would you like?
I'd say, here you go. I'd just throw a bunch at them and say, please, this is about the dog or about the power in this case. So let's go over to Spin Susie right here. Hello.
Hey, Sean, I have the same issue with my elbow.
Oh, yeah?
And what I did was get a elbow pad. It's gel. And I put my elbow on it while I'm working on the computer because that's what caused it, from leaning on my elbow while working on the computer.
You're the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That was very sweet. Thank you,
And
Spin
send a
Susie.
dispatch.
Keep those coming, friend. We want to hear from you more.
What a cutie pie.
Last one will be DIC Shop Adventures. Hello.
My name's Jason. I left Volusia County, Florida by myself, responded 7 days later to Spruce Pine area, making contacts with 20 families that were entrapped by downfall and landslides.
Okay.
Roads washed away. Don't feel the media is reporting as it should. People's livelihoods are taken when they say communities are gone.
Oh, he's saying people aren't reporting enough on what's still happening in North Carolina. Yeah, I think a lot of attention has moved on from that, even though there's still people without power.
Still people missing.
Even though, there's still people missing.
Unaccounted
It's terrible. Can we look up something real quick? What's the current temperature? Like, what's tonight's low in North Carolina? I know that's tough because I'm just giving you a really generic thing for the whole damn state.
Right now in Asheville, it's 73. Low Monday, 42.
Okay.
That'll continue. It'll be up a little bit Wednesday, but it'll get down to the high on Sunday is 64.
All right. The reason I ask is because if it's really cold, freezing cold, like that level of cold, you can die if you don't have electricity, if you don't have power, or if you're not doing something else to heat your home. It's literally enough to kill you. That's why in states like in Illinois and in other states, when it gets cold, you cannot cut off somebody's power. They won't allow you to cut off somebody's power. Even if they haven't paid their power bill in months, they won't let you do it. They'll make you wait to do that in most cases. Let's do this for the last one. Here's your pips. Hello?
When the guy on top says, just vote this time and next time it'll be fixed.
Vote this time and next time
That's
it'll
a
be fixed.
Maduro thing. And when the guy says, I'll use the military to make sure that I'll take the people out that is not convenient for me, that is definitely a Maduro thing.
That was a big pause in that dispatch. I was so uncomfortable there.
He's probably trying to find the word that was not a curse word.
He's saying that's a Maduro thing, saying that, the U.S. is headed the way Venezuela is currently. And there you go. He has his right to say it on dispatch. Appreciate it, sir. Thanks for joining the conversation. Now, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage.
Guys are the best. Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving services. If you're doing a short move like I did, they're great for that. If you're doing a long-distance move, Maybe you got some reload money. They will pack up all your stuff for you and provide you with a seamless moving experience. Door to door, you'll be enjoying your new home in no time. So for your next move, forget the stress, move with the best. Get a quote today at centomoving.com, CENTO moving.com.
All right. Story about Lizzo, who Lizzo gets a lot of hate still. Is it because of that whole thing where some of her employees were mad about her? I don't know. People don't seem to like her right now. She was popular for a while. But Lizzo was at a Kamala Harris event in Detroit. People were mocking her for saying the whole country will be like Detroit if Kamala Harris is elected president of the United States.
Maybe you should say that in a different city.
Nobody knows how to talk to Detroit the right way.
Detroit's like,
Detroit.
what? What's happening here, man?
Trump is in Detroit. He's like, this is a terrible place. It's like, Detroit sucks. It's the worst place. Nobody gets it right in Detroit. Okay, it's time. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, October 21st, 2024. Today I learned this band. Oh, I think this band played at that when we were young. Is that the festival that was this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I think they played there. Here they go. This band. Yeah, Weezer is correct. You were right there. Weezer's bassist, Matt Sharp, had never sang before joining the band, and he was immediately tasked with a demanding vocal part, singing one octave higher than lead singer Rivers. He and the band sang barbershop quartet songs to learn how to harmonize with each other. That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
And Sharp learned his part that way, and now he's the backup singer in Weezer. Today I learned there was something called the Crash at Crush. Tell me if you'd buy tickets to this. It was a staged train collision in Texas in 1896. Not a lot going on in Texas at the time. It attracted 40,000 spectators. Intended as a publicity stunt, the event turned tragic when a boiler explosion killed 3 people and injured many. It remains an infamous moment in Texas history. So folks who are listening from the Dallas area, the Crash at Crush, I'm sure at least one of you remembers this. You weren't alive, of course.
Yeah.
Today I learned this show right here.
Simpsons.
That's right. The Simpsons is correct. Debuting in 1989. The Simpsons has aired for 35 plus seasons, making it the longest running scripted American primetime television series in history. Law & Order SVU is the second longest running with 25 seasons. Law & Order SVU is still going, right? That one's still out there creating new shows. That one is just, that's been around for so long, too. And what do we have? We have time for more. Today I learned this band right here.
I wish you would
The Third Eye Blind. That's correct. Stephen Jenkins of Third Eye Blind was friends with Linda Perry of Four Non-Blondes. They were both struggling musicians, had no money.
What's up?
One day, they each played each other a new song they had made. And Linda Perry goes, here's one I've been working on. It's called What's Up. And she played the song. And Stephen Jenkins goes, wow, damn, that was good.
Didn't it have another name because it was, there's another chart topper.
Yeah, it's in parentheses.
What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah,
with Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, and then he goes, that's a killer song, says Stephen Jenkins of Third Eye Blind. I've been working on this one, and he played her Semi-Charmed Life. And right there, both
different
those
lyrics.
Huge successes after that. And, where's the back of this? Where's the end? Where's the... There it is. Okay, I got it.
That'd be hilarious if it was supposed to be Jumper for the last song, and now you just have to vamp.
Today I learned this guy right here.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. Marvin Gaye. Look at that.
I was right. It was Marvin Gaye.
Wasn't even planned out. Marvin Gaye's real last name was Gay, G-A-Y. His father was a cross-dresser, making Marvin a target of bullying. It was because of this, added with rumors of Marvin's own homosexuality, that he added an E to his last name when he became famous. And I say to him, you couldn't have just changed the whole name? It's still pronounced the same way.
Well, then he added an R after he thought maybe it was a thing.
Marvin straight.
So much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast.